Okay, what I've just done is started a new video because, hello everyone, this is now the beginning of a fresh video on the YouTube, and it will be Patreon stream for the month of August. And this will also be one of the very, very few streams of August. Wait, is it August now? It's the 1st, right? Not going to be a lot of streams this August. It's going to be very few. You know why? I'm going to be in Thailand. I'm going to be in Thailand. Guys, did you hear what I just said? That's crazy. This idiot's going to Thailand? That's crazy. Hold on a second. I don't know. I mean, weird things happen. But it's true. Alright, so I'm kind of just getting ready real quick here. I have a couple of pages to ink. So that's good. I can get those done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to quite have like a full buffer for next month. But I'm going to have a partial buffer at least. Let's see what can happen here. Alright. Also, my wife is still on the phone. Hello, honey. Hi, honey. How's it going? Higugmatika. Alright, so this is what I'm eating right now. I finished eating salad and bread for dinner, and now I'm finishing some chocolate mousse. Sorry, this is not a food stream, though. I already ate most of it, so... See, it's a cookie with chocolate mousse on it. Is that good? You guys think that's good? I should get a rum and coke. But at the moment, I have wine. I'm drinking wine. Do you guys like wine? Sometimes I drink wine. Alright, let me turn the Philippines down. Sorry about that. Do you guys like Roston Saga 2? Do you want to play it? I want to play that. Oh, alright, honey. You gotta go?
Love you.
I love you too, honey. You have a safe trip to Valencia and have a good trip and have a good time, okay?
Okay, I will.
And you look so cute in your pink outfit.
So what?
Wala isa pa yan. Igugmatika.
Love you.
Take
When
care.
I call you back later.
Sounds good. Take care, okay, baby?
I will.
Alright. Bye. Alright, that was my wife. And now I will eat the rest of my chocolate mousse and cookie. Alright, so this is going to be a... I guess I should make this a Patreon stream, like an official Patreon stream. Shouldn't I? Because this is going to be one of the only streams in which I am home. I better make an official Patreon stream post on Patreon. Hold on a second. Can you guys hear me okay? Hopefully you can hear me. I kind of want to play Roston too. Whenever I hear a song from something, it's like, now I want to play that. Thank you, Skittles. That's what I thought. All right. Is this a good thumbnail? No, it's not. I just make a Patreon post real quick. Skittles, how's it going? I'm still here. Skittles. Skittles, how's it going? What's up, Skittles? You doing good? Skittles, listen, I'm gonna miss you when I'm in Thailand. Skittles, did you know that I'm going to Thailand? It's crazy. It's crazy, Skittles. Like going to Thailand. Let's make, I don't know, what can we, I need a thumbnail image. We'll go with like this one. All right, so it's now, all right, an art stream is now starting. Hold on a second. An art stream is about to happen. There will be art and there will be stream. And together there will be art stream. It's a real thing. It is happening right now. Guys, get excited. Who's excited? Wrong overlay. Yes, I know Skittles. The game is art. That's good. Skittles, thank you. Skittles, I'm gonna miss you. Skittles, I'm gonna miss you when I'm in Thailand. I'm gonna miss you. You know? Skittles, I'm gonna like, sometime I'm gonna wake up in Thailand. Patreon stream, Leaving for Thailand too. That's a good title, Skittles. Thank you. Skittles, like you're on top of it. You're on the ball, as they say. Skittles, okay, bye. Skittles, Skittles doesn't really like when like excessive attention is paid to him. I know, all right, I know, Skittles. Skittles, listen, I love you, okay? Don't feel awkward. I'm just drinking some wine. Ooh, dude, third birthday music. You know what? I'm really glad I played Patreon. I can't talk right now. Patreon. I'm really glad that I played Parasite Eve third birthday. If nothing else for the soundtrack alone. There are other reasons to enjoy having played it, but the soundtrack alone is like good enough reason. Really good soundtrack. Oh. Okay, Skittles. Well, listen. Then in that case, if I don't see you again, I just want you to know, I love you, Skittles. I'm going to miss you while I'm in Thailand. I'm going to think about you and be like, I wonder what Skittles is up to right now. Yeah, how about that, Skittles? Remember that, Skittles. And on that note, I am going to go grab maybe a rum and coke. I'm going to let this stay on screen. Here, let's just... this song is really... Here, just play the song again. I'm going to go grab a rum and coke, and I'm going to be back, and then I'm going to draw art. This is now the official beginning of Patreon stream number 90. Welcome to Patreon stream number 90. Now, please enjoy this break content. I'll be back. Oh, the good music's playing, isn't it? Oh, dude, that third birthday music was really good too, but... Alright, guys. The official Admiral Nelson song is playing. Do I have Admiral Nelson? No, I don't. I have currently King's Bay. Guys, sit. Hold on a second. Like, that is the song of the stream right there. Do you guys know that song? That's from Future Wars. Maybe I'll play Future Wars. What is this? Some sort of like weird Amiga adventure game? Or maybe it's DOS? It's by like Eric Chahi, right? Like creator of Another World. First, I'm going to drink the rest of this wine. I did it. See? I drank it. Do you guys see how there's like a little drop left? Let me drink that too. See how there's no wine left? Do you see that? Look. No wine. Where'd it go? It's in this idiot. Hello. It's in this guy. That's where it is. That's where it belongs. Now, listen to this music. Listen. Ba-ba-bum! Boom, ba-da-ba-da-boom. Ba-da-ba-bum. Boom, ba-da-ba-da-boom. Ba-da-beam! Boom, boom, ba-da-ba-da-boom. Guys, do you hear this music? Listen. This is real music. Like, this is real. I'm gonna just play this song for the entire stream, I think. You don't need any other music besides this. I have to make that. Yeah. Alright. I'm trying to get the whole thing. Okay. Ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Do-do-do-do-do. It's time to ink. I need a ruler. I'm going to now be inking some pages for Flipside, which is an online webcomic made by this weird guy named Brian Folk. I don't know what he's a weird guy, but this comic is pretty good. I recommend it. Check it out. So the art stream has started. I'm gonna take this off. Why is it dark? Why did it just go mega dark? What is that? The hell? What the hell? What the hell? What kind of like auto? Well, first of all, take the autofocus off. What the hell with the exposure? Oh, this is really good too. And if you wanted it at -3. Now, why is the FPS like? What happened to the webcam? Why is the FPS all weird now? Look at that. Huh. Why did that happen? What? Do you like what's going on? What? 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 That's no good. What the hell? It's because I turned auto exposure off? But it's busted though. Look, it's like too dark now. What? What? So if I turn auto exposure off, where it's like destroying, it's stupid, it doesn't know what to do. I set it to -3. And now why is it like this? Why is it like this? Is that just for me? Wait, you guys see that too, right? What the hell? Because auto exposure is turned off? But if I turn it, look, it's dark. Why is it doing that, dude? Ah! Wait. Can I just turn brightness up and that will solve it? Oh, brightness is separate from exposure. That does solve it. Wait, but now it's like... Still, what the hell, though? Maybe a little less. Right. I need more contrast. If I turn the brightness and contrast up really high, that sort of fixes it. But what the fuck is that? Is this... Hold on a second. Is this music, like, way too loud right now? Was that way too loud? Or is it just me? The ruler reflection? Get out of here, you stupid webcam. You're an idiot. My webcam is an idiot. Are you serious? Hold on a second. This calls for rum and coke. Now I'm upset. Was it fine? Okay, good. I'm going to replay that song from the beginning because it's so damn good. Was it good? Okay. That's good to know. Get the coke. A tad louder than the music? Oh, really? I would have thought that maybe the music might have been drowning me out a bit. Well, that's good to know. Well, also, if I just putting my hand here, kind of. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have to use the ruler, though. I need to draw straight lines. I mean, I need to use it for now. Oh, well, whatever. I'll try to... Well, I'm going to use the ruler for a bit, and then I'm going to try to fix it. Okay, I mean, like, all that is fine, but why the fuck would turning off auto... What is it? Auto brightness? No, auto contrast? Why would that suddenly make the camera, like, go to, like, 10 FPS? It makes no sense. Everything else I get. A non-metal ruler. I think we have a wooden ruler downstairs somewhere. Yeah, I have to untape it because I need to draw all the lines fully first. Anyway, that doesn't matter. You guys, as long as you can hear the music, that's what's important, right? I'm gonna have a sip of rum and coke now. Yeah, I guess so, but... You should be able to set it how you want it, and then just turn off the auto component. Why would turning that off suddenly make it, like, extremely slow? That makes no sense. If anything, having the auto component on is what should make it slow. Something, yeah, it's different having my hand there. See how that affects the auto contrast? Or what is it again? The auto exposure. The auto exposure, which apparently must be on. Guys, do you like music from Xenosaga 2? How good is that music? Xenosaga, Xenosaga is a very flawed series, but the second one has got a god soundtrack. Well, I mean, the first half of it has a god soundtrack, and God, it's so good. It's such a good soundtrack. Nobody ever talks about how amazing the first half of the Xenosaga 2 soundtrack is. Like, it's so good. It's unbelievable. Too white, yeah. Exactly. That's my life story. No, it's funny, isn't it? Do you guys like Busta Groove music? Alright, so how's it going? Hey, Gizmo, college. Looks like we've got mainly orange people in here right now. Like, we're kind of an orange people party, aren't we? And I'm orange too. Guys, how's it going? Well, welcome in, orange people. How are you doing today? Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Remember that joke? Xenosaga 2 sold like crap, which made the third game feel even worse. Fair enough, but I mean, some people should know. Like, it should have been rediscovered in, like, Championed or something. What do people need to know? Xenosaga 1 has a pretty good soundtrack as well. I do feel like this song is a bit loud. I just feel it. Let me turn it down. It's kind of like... Maybe I just need to turn it down in my own headphones because it's like, it feels a bit loud. I don't know. You guys let me know if it seems loud now. But like, you know, like since it's singing, did somebody put this in or is this me? I don't think this should be on my playlist because like the singing is a problem. I'd prefer just ambient like this. Here we go. Overblood. That's what we need. There we go. So anyway, bananas are good. It's me. Yeah, it is. It's always me, isn't it? Sometimes it is me. Sometimes it is just me. You know? Sometimes it is just me. And that's okay. I'm different. I'm special. I still never played Xenosaga 3. I liked the Xenosaga games. I played Xenosaga 1, Xenosaga 2, and I was in awe of how good the Xenosaga 2 soundtrack was. Xenosaga 1 has got a cool soundtrack. It's got... I mean, it's sort of like some of the music is kind of on the generic side, but there's like a couple of tracks in Xenosaga 1 that are like incredible, like god tracks. But on the whole, Xenosaga 1 soundtrack is a little bit forgettable. So that's made by the Chrono Trigger person, right? Mitsuda? Is that his or her name? I don't even remember. I think that's the Chrono Trigger person that made the Xenosaga 1 soundtrack. Xenosaga 2 soundtrack is like a totally different individual, which I don't remember who that is, but... And I don't know what other games they made, but damn, the Xenosaga 2 soundtrack is just... You know what? I'm going to just play music from it, actually. Let's just play music from Xenosaga 2. I just feel like listening to music from Xenosaga 2. Like, it's so good. It's so good. It's such a good soundtrack. Like, it's beyond belief. And yeah, I seem to be the only human that loves it as much as it. Old Milsha. I never finished the series. I never got around to playing Xenosaga 3. I really should go back and like play all the Xenosaga games. I'd love to stream them. But I also am highly due to replay Xenogears, which would be super fun. I'd love to replay Xenogears. And also, I've never played the Xenosaga games. Or wait, what is it again? Xenoblade. I never played the Xenoblade games except for X. This one I know I gotta turn up. This is not the absolute best song in the soundtrack, but I do really like this. So it's more of like a sci-fi soundtrack, like a sci-fi RPG, but in that, I don't know, it might be, as far as like sci-fi RPG games go, Xenosaga 2 might be the absolute best. Like, what else is there as far as like sci-fi RPGs? I'm trying to think. Parasite Eve, though. I guess Parasite Eve kind of. Parasite Eve would actually have to be better. I don't know, maybe Parasite Eve doesn't count as sci-fi. It's more like eclectic horror. I mean, the time period is modern, so that probably doesn't count. I mean, it does have sci-fi elements. Let me think.
like? What else is like a good sci-fi RPG? Guys, what are your favorite science fiction RPGs? Let me know. Do you have any that you like? I guess there's not a ton. There's some on PS1, and I can't remember the names of them. Science fiction RPGs. I mean, really, probably like Xenogears and Xenosaga are the most notable ones. In fact, Xenosaga really is more in the sci-fi mold. Xenogears does have sci-fi components for sure, but it's a bit more mixed with like kind of also more conventional fantasy aspect. Oh, Phantasy Star, true. Well, Phantasy Star again is also mixed between fantasy and science fiction. That's kind of like the. Oh my god, it's so bright now. What the hell? It's out of control. Well, I turned it up because it was like too dark, and now it's too bright. Let's turn it back down. Like, damn, that's out of control. Okay, that's better. I was blinding myself looking at my stream. So notice how it's like better when my hand's not here. Okay, that's kind of fucked up. Damn it! Hold on a second. May as well have it look normal when my hand is there, because my hand is going to mostly be there when I'm actually drawing. Do I need to turn brightness down more? Let me just keep my hand here. It's not brightness that's changing, it's exposure because of the auto exposure. But that affects contrast, and so the contrast goes out of whack. It's like therefore looks better and more normal with my hand not in the frame, but like it has to be there, so that sucks. So my camera's just going stupid. Oh, let me play a different song. Wait, it's looping the music. I should have it not loop. That's not one of the better tracks. Let's keep it moving. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, dude, the character battle music. It's certainly not one of the best RPG battle tracks of all time, and it sounds a bit weird at first. But this is quite an addictive track. Just like listen to this a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit limited when it comes to science fiction. There's far more fantasy RPGs. And of course, there's stuff like Final Fantasy and, like you said, Phantasy Star that sort of mix fantasy and sci-fi. But for like purely, like more leaning towards well, not purely. I guess Phantasy Star is close enough to where it makes sense to call it a sci-fi RPG. That's, if it's close enough. There's some on PS1 that I cannot remember. What about Linda 3? Isn't that kind of more sci-fi, Linda 3? Oh, this part. Listen to this part of the song. Oh my god, that's so good. What? This song is so good because it's got multiple parts that all feed into each other like super, super well. Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo. The way this song opens is pretty cool, but it's like a little bit too bombastic for its own good. But I still like it. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Pretty cool. But if that's all it was, it wouldn't really be that good of a song. But here, like, notice we got this transition here. It's transitioning, obviously. And then it transitions into like this weird part. Like, what is that? But this is also another bridge, like another transition. Probably the weakest part of the song right here. But it's gonna transition again. Listen. Actually, this part does go on a bit too long. Here we go. This is the good part. Like, it's all building to like this part, and then this part, it's this part of the song specifically that makes the whole thing work. Like, this part is so good. It's like the payoff. I like. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, do you like game music that has like payoff? Sound like game or soundtrack music that like where the music goes through like sort of an adventure, and there's like a payoff to it. This song is like that. Like this song has got such a good payoff. At first it sounds kind of weird and you're not really sure where it's going, but like the payoff is like perfect. It's so good. That's such a good song. That is such a good song. But that is probably one of the weirder like as good as that is, it's not one of the best songs. I like this boss battle song as well, but it's also like the other one in that it's like a bit weird. And you get to it kind of grows on you. Panzer Dragoon Saga. Oh, dude, I need to play that. Actually, I need to really play Panzer Dragoon Y. It's been a while now since I played Panzer Dragoon 1 on stream. At this point, I should play Y, I should play Saga, maybe I should play Orda. I gotta play all the Panzer Dragoons. They're good games. They're really good games. Yeah, System Shock and Deus Ex are like not... To me, those are not RPGs. Like, I don't count those as RPGs. Yeah, that's a different genre. They're shooters. Like, they're FPSs with RPG elements. So it's like a different thing. But they do have cool soundtracks from what I've seen. I've barely seen it. Now, Panzer Dragoon Saga, I think, is like actually a straight-up RPG. Here, let's skip to the next one. Alright, so all of that was just the preamble. I do really love this song here. Really awesome. But this song, as far as I'm concerned, is a complete, unabashed, absolute masterpiece. Let's just turn it up to max. Just listen. This song is a masterpiece. As far as science fiction town music goes, like, music for a town in a science fiction game or science fiction RPG, even just science fiction game in general, this has got to be the #1 best of all time. It's so beautiful. Like, this song is so lush. It's just a little bit melancholic, but it's also joyful. It's got that sort of hypnotic kind of like... It's got that like, that, what would you call it? Like, it's just really lush. Like, it kind of washes over you. It's just so lush and beautiful. The use of the instruments, oh, like right here, dude, like right here, oh, like right there. That's like amazing. Like right here, like that. This transition here, I like this melody of like the second melody that comes in. Dun 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 dun. Really, really cool melody here that like just sort of comes in. Really cool. Like, it's perfect. Like, the melody is perfect. And then this transition right here, this transition into like the the sort of more ambient part of the sound, where it's like it's more kind of lush and lyrical and washes out like this right here. That's perfect. Like that's dead on perfect. Like a song can't be better than this. Game music cannot get better than this. It's perfect. It's like dead on dead perfect. Mr. Leo! Mr. Leo. You gotta take off for today? You said you're doing this one, doing more stream? Well, I would like to. I have tomorrow and I have Monday. I would definitely like to do one more stream. I'm not sure if it'll be another art stream or like maybe a viewer request stream, or maybe I'll just do more Bloodborne. I haven't decided, but I want to. I don't know. We'll see if I can or not. But just in case, Mr. Leo, let me just say I'm gonna miss you for the next month. I love you. I hope you have a good month. You know, take care of yourself. And I'll be in Thailand. I'll be posting many pictures in Discord. And I'll still be on there. And hope you take care. And listen to this song, Mr. Leo. Damn. It's so good. This song is unbelievably good. I'll miss you too, Gizmo. Thanks, Mr. Leo. I appreciate it. I have a feeling I'm going to have a really great time, so don't worry about that. But I will be posting many pictures. And you take care of yourself. And listen to this song. Damn. Like, that's just incredible. Like, man, is it just me? This song is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible song. If I were making a list of the best songs, farewell. Farewell for now, Mr. Leo. I will be back, but farewell for now. Unless there's like one more stream, in which case I'll see you tomorrow. Last Christmas? I don't really know that, Colic. Okay. Alright, so this one's good too. It's not at the same height. It's not a God song like the last one I just played. But this is really cool as well. It's a dungeon song, sort of. It's like you're going through like some sci-fi sewers or something, and you're trying to escape from an organization. But this is a really cool song as well. Do 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 do. This song, the way the song builds is really good. Oh, nice, Colic. I appreciate that. Nice, let's drink. I will drink right now. I've already drank about half my rum and coke. Can you see? I like this part of the song right here, where it sort of has like a breakdown part, where it's like dun 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 dun. This song is really cool. Let's like really just like get into this song. There's a lot of distinct parts. Like there's so many like different parts to the song. Like, this part is distinct as well. There, exactly, Collie. Yeah, why not? You deserve it. You deserve some cream soda every once in a while. It's probably not calorie-free like my soda is. Calorie-free and caffeine-free, but I'm sure it's still good. But man. Although this is not technically calorie-free because I have put rum in it. Rum has calories. But it's only a little bit. It's very low in calorie, no caffeine, and yet it tastes so good. I'm sure there are sugar-free cream sodas out there. I used to be big into cream soda. Like, I used to love cream soda when I was younger. But I don't really get into it as much these days. It's nice, though. I might have it once in a blue moon. I should take this now. Actually, wait. Maybe I should do this one first. Because this is the page that comes before. Let's work on this one. And how is the brightness is better when I put my hand here, so it's probably decent. It's too bright, but I guess there's nothing I can do about that. It's a bit too bright like this. I don't know. Let me just see. Let me check. I guess I could turn the brightness down more. Got the contrast cranked up to max. I can't turn exposure, like auto exposure off. Oh, it went black. What the hell? Like, why does it, dude? It's messed up in that way. It needs auto exposure to be turned on. I don't understand that. Whatever. Stupid thing. Stupid. Idiot thing. Oh. All right. It's not enough, like it washes out. When I put my hand here, it like gets washed out and it's hard to see, but I guess that's the best we can do. Red Mage is what's up. Yeah, this is caffeine free as well. Caffeine free Coke Zero. You see this emote here? Notice the gold edges, the gold trim. The gold trim means caffeine free, and it is the best form of all soda. Red Mages, what's up? Right now, I don't have song requests on because we're just listening to Xenosaga 2 music because I really, really like it. Like, that's pretty good. There's a couple more God tracks. All right, so these tracks are the other God tracks. There's a part in Xenosaga 2 where you're going into... Like, there's a character in the game, and you're going into her dreams or something? I don't remember exactly. It's like virtual reality version of her dreams, and there's like a summer mode and a winter mode. And you have to, like, fight battles. There's like a dungeon in her dreams. And there's also like story stuff that happens there. And like the music in that part is like some of my favorite. Like it's absolutely a favorite. So this music here is like during the summer part of her dream, where it's like it's generally nicer. There's like I think there's less enemies or no enemies maybe. And it's more like you're talking to NPCs or something like that. It's been a while since I played the damn game. This game is sort of known for having a convoluted story. So the story's not necessarily what I remember about the game. It's more just like the ambiance, the atmosphere of playing the game. Talking about Xenosaga 2. Red Mages, what's up with you? Mr. Leo had to go. He has stuff to do, but he, you know... I got to tell him I love him, so... It's okay. Skittles was here earlier. He set my title for me. Or Mages, what's up? Mages, Let me ask you a question. You ever been to Thailand? Thailand seems pretty cool. I can't believe... Well, I can believe it, but let me just express this in a way that is natural for me. I cannot believe... Can you believe I'm going to Thailand? In a couple days? I'm going to be in Thailand. What's up with that? If you'd asked me, like, 10 years ago, do you think you'll ever be in Thailand? Do you think you're going to have a wife from the Philippines and you're going to be taking her to Thailand? I would have said no. Leaving work early? Oh, I see. Red Mages. You're leaving work early specifically to watch my stream, right? It's all about me, right? I knew it. I knew it. So that's like, as an ambient, like sort of atmospheric kind of like this song. Let me just play some more. This song, of course it is. Of course it is. Of course Red Mage, does you ever play any of the Xeno games? It's such a good ambient song. This part right here, like it's kind of like upbeat and happy. Like it captures like upbeat, happy, kind of joyful, chipper, you know, all that stuff. But there's also like this edge, like this little bit of melancholy to it as well, which is so good. Such a good thing for. I love game. One of the things I love about game music and soundtrack music is how they kind of are complex with the way that they like combine emotions. You don't really. This is something you get more from game music than you do from like, or soundtrack music than you get from normal music. You know, top 40 hits music. You don't tend to get this as much. Like, popular music tends to be more about hooks and kind of one-dimensional emotional quality. You don't tend to get a lot of emotional complexity. I mean, sometimes you do, but soundtrack music, the best soundtrack music, you get a lot more emotional complexity, I think, in my opinion. Like, there's so much, I just feel like emotionally there's so much going on in music like this. Alright, so like, then there's like, this is the version of the song. So that was the version of the song where you're talking to NPCs. This is the version of the song, the summer song, where you're exploring and it's summer, but it's also, there's like enemies, and it's like more of a hostile environment. And it's like, now we're getting like ambient music, but there's more mystery, tension, intrigue, suspense. But it's also just kind of ambient and even like relaxing in a way. Though the use of sound in this song, like the complex layering of like these electronic kind of sounds, is extremely good. Extremely good. And then like this is almost like the refrain of the song right here. Dun, dun. There's a melody to it. It's like dun dun dun, which is just perfect. Like the sort of urgency and tension to that. Like, this is like dead on perfect video game music. Like, this is above I almost want to say this is above perfect. It's really rare to get music like this in video games ever. To me, of this quality, like to me. Even if you look at like modern game soundtracks don't have this to me. There are PS1, like PS1 era game music can occasionally get this good. Though of course this is from PS2. But like, yeah, like among PS1 and PS2, or maybe Super Nintendo as well, game soundtracks, like the absolute best game soundtracks, you might get a song this cool like once in a really long while, you know? Parasite Eve has got music this cool. A few games here and there. But if you like fast forward to now, there's nothing. There's really nothing that's like this. Nothing. Just like I'm trying to think of like what is the best RPG? I guess Danganronpa. It's not an RPG, but Danganronpa has music that maybe is as good as this, actually. Certain visual novel style games like Danganronpa, Virtue's Last Reward, maybe. Shin Megami Tensei 5 has got a really cool soundtrack that I kind of underrated at first, but it's like, it's really cool, I really like it. But it doesn't have an ambient piece of music that's like, it has some really good tracks, but nothing quite at this level, in my opinion. Not this layered, I don't know. Yeah. And then like the winter, then this is the winter. Like that song, like to me, this is one of my favorites of all time. That's why I'm speaking in such hyperbole. Like this is one of my favorite ambient pieces of music of all time. But then like this, all right, yeah, this is the winter version. There's like a summer and winter version of the ambient music that plays like within the dreams. This is not as good, but it's still really cool. Red Mages, you got any interest in playing those? Do you have any interest in playing Xeno games? Any of the Xeno games, Xenosaga, Xenogears? I think that probably Mr. Leo and Skittles have played at least Xenogears. Xenogears is probably one of those games that people like retro fans would like to have like a remake or re-release of or remaster or some such thing. Like one of those things that's like people remember very fondly for good reason. Some people get kind of down on the second disc of Xenogears because like it's sort of a famously unfinished game in the sense that the second disc is like very rushed. It feels very rushed. But the game is still a masterpiece to me. I know, that's true. Well, I would love to replay Xenogears and to replay Xenosaga 1 and 2 and to finally get around to playing Xenosaga 3, which I've never played, and to play some of the other Xeno games like Xenoblade, like the Xenoblade 1 especially, people were really big fans. Like a lot of people really like Xenoblade 1. And I never played it. I have the damn game and I've never played it. So I really should, but yeah, you're right. Like it is too many games. You'll watch it? Nice. Well, then I probably should stream it, right? Like for both your and my benefit. But it's just, yeah. It's tough because there's many RPGs I want to stream, and they just take so much damn time. Like even Bloodborne is taking a lot of damn time. I love Bloodborne, and like to be honest, I don't think I can fight the temptation to play the Chalice Dungeon. I really want to replay the Chalice Dungeons. I just really, really want to. I probably shouldn't. It's just too time consuming. But then again, it's not necessarily that bad. Like, man, I just really want to. Of course, that's not an RPG, but it is a similarly time consuming game, you know? Souls games, that is. Yeah, there's so much shit. Well, yeah. I mean, there's a ton of games I want to play. But this is why I always want to go back and play classic retro games, especially of like the action variety. Like stuff, there's so many games that I want to play, like arcade games, classic 8-bit action games, NES games, that I know will not take that long to play through. And it's like, it's so much easier to stream that stuff because of the lower time commitment. I love RPGs, I want to stream more, but the time commitment is a big problem. Souls games have the same issue, They're not RPGs, but they have the same time commitment issue. You know? But yet, I still want to play them. It's just, I have to be selective. You know? Now was finally the time to replay Bloodborne. I really, really, really was wanting to replay Bloodborne. I'm glad I am. It's awesome. And it's really fun to replay it. But it's like you can only pick out one of these things every once in a while. And then after spending 80 hours playing through Bloodborne again and doing all the Chalice dungeons again, I'm probably gonna feel the need to go back to some classic action games, 8-bit action games, or well, I'm probably gonna have to go back to Fliptendo. It's not that I don't want to go back to Fliptendo, it's just that, I will have to immediately do another long RPG, which is kind of tough right now. Despite the fact that I've been wanting to finally play through Final Fantasy III for a long time. But it's just, I just got to get through it. Just like with Fire Emblem and Megami Tensei 2. I think once I finally get through Final Fantasy III, there'll be a lot of shorter games after that. So what else do we got in the... those are the songs that I love the most. So let's go back to song requests now. Alright, song requests are now active again for anybody that wants to put them in. In the meantime, I'll play this music from Raido, which is a Megami Tensei game I have not played before. You guys know this, and I know that Red Mages and me we're kind of simpatico when it comes to SMT games. We're both SMT fans. I don't remember which one of us has played more. I want to make everyone happy, of course. Well, I can only hope that everyone's enjoying the Bloodborne content. Pollock, do you like the Bloodborne content? How do you feel about it? I mean, they're really fun to play through. We played, yeah. Well, I mean, I am a massive SMT fan. I've always wanted to be. Even back in the days, in the 16-bit days, the old days, when I was a kid, when I was reading game magazines and hearing about SMT games, before Persona 1 had come out. And SMT was just this rumor, this thing you heard about, oh dude, in Japan they've got this thing called Shin Megami Tensei. What's that? It sounds really cool. And then finally some SMT games started to come out here. We got Persona 1. It was heavily localized. But even so, it was so cool. Persona 1, even to this day, Persona 1 is a game that I love so much. I love all the Persona games, and it's really hard to not put Persona 4 as my favorite because Persona 4 is just such a masterpiece. But Persona 1 is a game that in many ways is my favorite in the Persona series. Persona 1 it's everything I ever wanted from an RPG. It's modern, it's kids, high school kids in a modern school setting that then have to deal with demons invading the world, and it's surreal. It's surreal. It's different worlds that are being changed by thought, and it's all this stuff. And the soundtrack is one of the most amazing ambient soundtracks in any RPG, and the atmosphere and surrealism of it is I love, as much as I love the later Persona games. The later Persona games are incredible anime story games. They're incredibly entertaining, and they have the best soundtracks, and they're really, really well done. And extremely polished, but Persona 1 is like in a class of its own when it comes to like overall atmosphere and ambient. Like Persona 1 is kind of like the Demon Souls of RPGs. Like I never really made that comparison before. I just kind of thought of that now, but like kind of like how Demon Souls is not necessarily the best Souls game per se, but it is the absolute best FromSoft game, in my opinion, when it comes to atmosphere. Which is a thing that, as you guys know, I prize in video games. Like, the atmosphere of playing it is, like, second to none. Demon Souls. That's kind of how I feel about Persona 1 when it comes to when it comes to atmosphere and ambiance. It's certainly not the best RPG. Certainly not. It's cool. Like, it's got this kind of, like, tile-based system where you like move your characters around and the positioning matters, and it's slow though. It's plagued by loading time. It's got the same sort of weakness system of other SMT games, but it's not as well implemented as like the press turn system is like, that's the true goodness, which is originally from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. The press turn system is the best. Whereas in Persona 1, the way that weaknesses and strengths works is a bit more lopsided. And there's kind of best and worst personas. The game is like really hard until you like learn the way to exploit it, and then it becomes pretty easy in a lot of ways. And it's a very simple game. It's like it's kind of convoluted, but like it's also like simplistic. Persona 1. And it's got the sort of, you could say, like bastardized localization, like very, very heavily Americanized localization, which seems to be not very respectfully done. Although it does add a certain kind of charm to the game. Like, it is exuberant. Like, it's very, like, the way that, like Persona 1... Like, the Mark character is such a funny character in his American conception. Like, he's such a charismatic, funny character. Even though it's kind of a bastardization of the Japanese version of the character. Like, it's hard... Like, I could almost see... a lot of people liking that version of the character better, but... That's true, Colin. The game has got a lot of flaws. It's very slow. Very slow paced. It's plagued with loading times. Yada, yada, yada. And in many ways, like overall, it's really hard to say it's the best in the series. But in certain ways, it is the best. In terms of ambiance, atmosphere, and feeling, I would say it is the best. And it's not even the best soundtrack, because every Persona game has an amazing soundtrack. Like, Persona 4 has got a god-level soundtrack. It's just a very different style of soundtrack. For the style of soundtrack that Persona 1 has, what it's doing, it's very surreal atmosphere. I want to say there's no RPG that's better. It's the absolute #1 masterpiece. For that very specific thing. Though Persona 1, even though it's not the best Persona, is hardly the best RPG. It's certainly not it's not even the best Persona game, by my reckoning. But in certain ways, it's one of the most incredible RPGs of all time. In very, very specific certain ways, which happen to be very important to me. Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't played a lot of the spin-offs still. I've never played any Raito games. I started to play Raito 1, the first Raito game. I started to. I played like a tiny little bit of it, and then I got distracted by something else. I never played any Digital Devil Saga or Devil Survivors. Those games look really cool. I played some of the spin-offs, like I played Jack Brothers. Let me see. I played Strange Journey, the original one. you know, I've played most of the mainline SMTs. I'm still notably missing SMT 2. Like, I played SMT 1, 3, 4, and 5. But not 2. I played If now. I finally got around to playing If a couple of years ago on stream, which I've been wanting to do for like that game is very special to me. It's very interesting to me because it's like a bridge game between SMT and Persona. It's sort of like the informal prequel of Persona. Like, it's the game that inspired Persona 1. And Persona 1 even like has cameos of those characters. So, and I don't like it as much as Persona 1 either. Oh, Gizmo, nice Ultima music, and you're Ultima 6, huh? Ultima 6. The singing dancing one? Oh no, I haven't played that. Persona Mystery. Is there a Persona Mystery Dungeon? There's a Persona Mystery Dungeon? I'm not sure I even knew about that. What? Did you know about that, Red Mages? What? What's this Persona Mystery Dungeon? You might have me beat, Red Mages. Yeah, so I played most of the mainline SMTs, including If. I'm only missing 2. I played every Persona game. Have you played every Persona game? I haven't played Q, though, but that's a spin-off. I played 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have Q. We've talked about this on stream before. Q was... That was the one... Like, I got it for Christmas, and when I finally got around to trying to play it, I discovered that I had one of the... Apparently the game was, like, famously botched, like, there was a bunch of dud cartridges that didn't work that got out in circulation, and I have one of them, so I couldn't play Persona Q. I gotta, I mean, I own Persona. Look, I'll prove it, dude. I'll prove it. Damn it. I would like to play Persona Q for sure. Watch this, Red Mages. Prepare to be thwarted. There it is. There it is. I have the box right here. Even though my version of the game, man, the contrast is like messing with the image, but my version of the game, the actual cartridge inside of here like is a dud and doesn't work, and I can't play this. I'm gonna have to emulate this one of these days, but I have it. Like, I still have like the collector's box. I don't know why. Like, I just was. I have this shit. Look at this, dude. Yes, dude. Look at this. Do you have this, Red Mages? You probably have this, I guess. But yeah, it's like influenced by Etrian Odyssey. Yeah, for sure. And it's like, I don't consider this to be an essential Persona game. It's very much like a fan game and like a spin-off, like a spin-off for the fans, but to me it does not seem essential. Dude, I have this soundtrack as well. Look at this shit. I didn't even know that I had. This is still sealed. A soundtrack CD that's still sealed. I have that. This is sealed. Whatever this. What the hell is this? Like tarot cards? Look at this shit that I have. I don't. The actual game cart is like not in here. I must have it over there on the dressing room. Street Fighter EX3 music, nice. Alright, yeah. Well, I have that. It's a cool box. I still, for some reason, keep it displayed on my bookcase, even though I've never played the damn game. I guess I should play that one of these days. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, okay, guys? I'm gonna be right back in just a second.
Oh. You know what? After drinking some wine and some rum and cokes, my brain is starting to feel a little bit alcoholized. I've got a little bit of alcoholization of my brain right now. Do I seem drunk to any of you guys? Like, how do I seem normal? Normal for me? Yeah, the dancing ones. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying those one of these days, but like, I never, like, those never seemed that high priority to me. Like, oh, that's cool, there's dancing games. I never, like, was super excited to, like, go and try those. But, you know, those are a hard pass. Oh, here we go. Who put in the weird... Oh, is this mine? Weird Dreams title screen. Do you guys like that? Yeah, I have the collector's edition. I don't usually have collector's edition for games, so I don't know why I even have that. I think that was a Christmas present, though. That, Persona Q. This song is pretty cool. For Weird Dreams. Like, this is a really cool title song, actually, for a game like that. They're not a hard pass for me. I wouldn't say they're a hard pass. Like, I would not mind trying those, but they're just not something I would, like, really seek out. Yeah, not really. There's just too many games, you know? There was a time when those were new, where, like, maybe I would have, like... Well, I just, you know, I didn't get around to them, so whatever, you know? I've also never played the Persona 5... What is it called? Royal? Or no, Royal is the re-release. I never played the Musou game. And I kind of wanted to. I still kind of want to play the Persona 5 Musou game. I have played the fighting game. Ultimax? I played the Persona 4 fighting game, which had some Persona 3 characters in it. I played that. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. There's a ton of SMT spin-offs. I have played the MMORPG for Shin Megami Tensei. Not 9, but Shin Megami Tensei Online. I played Shin Megami Tensei Online. And it's kind of that game is kind of unfortunate because it had potential, but yeah, Strikers? Yeah, I think that's right. So, you know, I played a bunch of them. I've definitely played a fair number of SMT games. And I still need to play more. But at this point, I'm not really looking... Like, the one that I'm most enthusiastic to play... Like, if I were to play SMT games again on stream, it would probably be Persona 1. I've been really wanting to replay Persona 1 for quite a while now. There was that one guy who's doing a retranslation of it, like a fan translation, and I was gonna wait for that, but I haven't really been following that in a while. I don't know where that's at. I'm assuming that hasn't come out yet, but maybe it did and I missed it. I don't think so, though. I think I would have heard about it. So I'm not committed to waiting for... Like, I could just play Persona 1. The original English version, I'd be fine with it, but... Oh, you think meh on those? Yeah, fair enough. How do you feel about Persona? What are your feelings on Persona games as Red Mages? Like... Oh, what do you have here? Ultimate 2 music? Interesting. What do you... Like, which... Like, I love all the Persona games. I kind of want to say that I do, in a way, I prefer the early ones, like Persona 1 and Persona 2, over the newer ones. But it's more just that I enjoy them differently, you know? Like, Persona 1 and Persona 2 are more like classic hardcore RPGs. Persona 3, 4, and 5 are more like
the new style of Persona, which I also really like. The style of narrative, like the social link thing, the style, you know, the time systems, I really like them. And Persona 4 in particular is like a god masterpiece game. But Persona 3 and 5 are also extremely good as well. And I want to replay all of them. But they do sort of, like, they're more anime. They're more, like, story, like, conventional narrative, story-driven. And they're kind of specific to what they are. They don't quite have... Like, they're still kind of... Like, there's surreal aspects to them, and there's, like, ambiance and atmosphere. There's atmosphere to them, but just not on the same level as Persona 1 in particular. Persona 2 is, like, its own thing. Like, Persona 2 also does not have the atmosphere of Persona 1, and it's not like Persona 3 through 5. It doesn't have the social, sort of anime-driven narrative that those do. It's, like, really specific. Persona 2... is its own thing. It's got kind of its own unique battle system, and it's really cool for what it is. Like, it's not necessarily like my favorite soundtrack in the whole series, but like it's probably, I will say about Persona 2, it definitely, easily has the best concept, like the best story concept, like the coolest story. Like, the concept of Persona 2 is rumors becoming reality. Like, spreading rumors. Like, all the Persona games generally have, like, really interesting concepts. They do a good job of, like, coming up with, like, a concept, like a premise for the narrative that's interesting. You know, Persona 3 has got the Dark Hour. Like, an hour after midnight that's, like, a hidden hour. Where, like, this tower comes up. And, like, everybody, like, goes into, like, these nightmare coffins, and, like, there's, like, this mysterious tower. That's cool. Like, that's awesome concept for an RPG. Persona 4 is sort of a variation on that, but then, like, turning it into more of, like, a mystery. You're going into, instead of a dark hour, you have a midnight channel, and you're going into the TV. And inside the TV is, like, these dungeons that are based on, like, the people that get thrown in there. They're sort of based on that. And there's somebody throwing them into the TV, and some mystery, suspense, like supernatural mystery, thriller, weird thing. And then Persona 5. Out of the new style Persona games, Persona 5 probably has the best concept. Like, your shadow thieves. Like, it's a heist. It's all based around a heist. Like, you're going into somebody's heart. It's sort of like Inception, actually. You're going into somebody's heart to, like, basically, like, steal something from their heart, which will, like, turn them back into, like, it'll, like, purify them and turn them back into normal human beings or something like that. But, however... Although Persona, like, now all these games are, like, really incredible. Persona 3, 4, and 5, all really awesome. Persona 3 has maybe got the coolest boss music, and the tower itself is very appealing, and it's really good. It's got a really balance of, like, it's really good balance of, like, anime. Like, it's much more anime than Persona 1 and 2. But still having that, like, kind of, I don't know, surrealistic edge and, like, atmosphere to it. Persona 4 is like more fully an anime kind of story, but it's just extremely well done. Like, there's many games that try to copy the style of Persona 4 with, like, these sort of, like, anime social narrative plots. where you have like characters and they have relationships and like yada yada. Like it's extremely copied thing. But Persona 4 does it the best of like any of them, including like Persona series. Persona 4 just has the best cast. It has the best cast. It has the best narrative. The mystery aspect of it is like just too well done. It's extremely well done. It might have the best soundtrack. Like it's up there in terms of like the best soundtrack of any SMT game. Like it's up there. I probably would say only Nocturne is higher. Persona 5, I think, is incredibly impressive and cool, but in many ways is a little bit of a step down from Persona 3 and 4. Like, I think that the cast in Persona 5 is maybe just a little bit weaker. The narrative is a bit weaker. I think that where the story goes in Persona... I love the premise. I love the idea of shadow thieves, like going into... and that the dungeons are people's hearts, and you're going into like people's hearts to do this sort of like heist thing, which is like this very elaborate metaphor. It's very, very cool. Persona 5 has got a cool ambience to it, and but the cast is just not as strong, and the narrative is not as strong either. Like, it is strong overall. It's very compelling, and you enjoy it. It's almost like Persona 5 is almost a bit like the third Zero Escape game. In that, although I think it's better, for some people, some people really don't like the third Zero Escape games. Like, it might kind of make you go like, ew, no, it's not that bad. But I actually don't think that the third Zero Escape game is that bad. I think it's pretty cool. But it's like, it's a really cool game with really compelling parts, is how I see it. But then the payoff isn't there. The ultimate direction of the narrative and the payoff, it just isn't as satisfying. It isn't as good as past games. Like Persona 4 has got like an ultra satisfying narrative and payoff. Like it's extremely good the whole way through. Persona 5 kind of lets down a bit. Even like Persona 3, like with its narrative, ultimately is like a tad too simplistic. But even then, I think it's better than Persona 5's narrative, where it's like the twist in Persona 5 doesn't quite work that well. It's cool in theory, but in practice, I don't want to say what it is, obviously, but it's a bit too, it's like, okay, it's just kind of like, so what? All right, whatever, that's cool, I guess. But it's like not that interesting. Yeah, the Persona 4 cast is the most likable. Persona 3 cast is pretty good, but it's like, I would say it's kind of in between. The Persona 4 cast is like one of the best casts in an RPG. And it's got like, it probably has the best soundtrack between itself and 3 and 5. Like Persona 4 is, it's like the gold standard. And even the color theme of Persona 4 is sort of based around gold, so yeah, Persona 4, like, I don't know, do you agree with all this, Red Mages? What do you think? Wait, what are you talking about with Sigmund Freud? Martian Dreams? I don't know anything about that game. I'm sorry for the late reply, but it's been kind of... I've been, like, speechifying. And I've been not paying attention to the chat, and I missed it, but... Anyway, like, Persona 5 is still extremely good. Don't get me wrong. The soundtrack is incredible. Even if it's, like, maybe a little bit below Persona 4 and Persona 3, maybe... It's still incredible. It's an awesome game. Persona 5 is an awesome game. It's incredible. Like, it can be inferior to Persona 4 and 3 and still be like an incredible game. Like, that's just how good the Persona games are. Mitsuru? Yeah, Mitsuru and also Aki. What is his name? Akihara, or the boxer dude from Persona 3 is really good as well. Yeah, Mitsuru is awesome. She's a good character from Persona 3. Actually, I think I like Junpei a lot as well. Like, Junpei is kind of underrated as, like, the bro. Like, they all kind of have a bro character. You know, Persona 4 has got Yosuke. I like Yosuke as, like, the sort of... He's kind of like a loser. He's, like, supposed to be, like, a lovable loser. He's a bit too much of a loser, but, like... He's whatever. Like, he's not one of the stronger characters in Persona 4, but, like, he's fine. But, like... Junpei is a bit cooler, I guess. I don't know. And then Persona 5 has got the blonde dude. I don't even remember his name, but... Maybe that blonde guy is actually better than Junpei. I don't know. But, yeah, nobody ever really likes the bro characters the best anyway, so... But, yeah, I don't know. In some ways, I want to say Persona 2 has got the best cast. I'm kind of torn between, like, what Persona game has, or even what SMT game has the best cast. In terms of, like, character cast, it's not going to be a Shin Megami Tensei game. The later ones, like 4 and 5, do try to have good casts, and they do. I really like the characters in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, but they're not really that great as characters. They're more sort of great as, like, symbols. More so than characters, because that's kind of, like, how Shin Megami Tensei games are. Like, the characters are, like, just basically icons. They're, like, they're just simply, like, avatars for their belief system. And in that sense, Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne is still the best. But it's not really a character-driven story the way Persona's games are. That's why the series is kind of fundamentally different, you know? TG Mitsuru about ramen? I don't really remember that. Was that in original? I've only ever played original Persona 3, by the way. I never played Fez, and I never played the PSP version. Which I probably should. So if that's unique content to those games, then I don't know it. But because as I recall, I seem to recall that dating, like, I think dating the different girl characters in Persona 3 was, like, extremely hard. And I think they made it easier in the later releases, but I'm not... it's been a long time, I don't know. I don't remember that aspect. You know, Aegis was a great character as well in Persona 3. But Persona 2, though, the cast of Innocent Sin is, like, one of the coolest, most likable casts. Even, like, Persona 1, the cast is very charming and likable, but kind of broad. I mean, my view of them is kind of a little bit contaminated by the Americanized version. The Americanized version of the game, it kind of cranks everything up to 11, and it makes them all into, like, sort of broad stereotypes and, like, very silly. But I mean, I think even the original Persona 1, the characters are all very much kind of broad stereotypes and well, by stereotypes I just mean not stereotype is the wrong word, I guess, or it's more just like their archetypes, like their how about some Street Fighter Second Impact music? Oh, Street Fighter Second Impact. Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, I should say. But I do find the cast of Persona 1 very likable and endearing. Yukino is a very cool character. It's too bad you can't really play with her in your party unless you do, like, the secret dungeon. Which of course, they got rid of, famously, in the American version. But I've played it. You can play through the secret dungeon, the Snow Queen quest, in the American version of Persona 1 if you use a Game Genie code, which I have done. That's how much of a mega fan I am. Did you ever do that? Red Mages, have you played through the Snow Queen quest of Persona 1? Persona 1 is a really, really cool game. It's so atmospheric, it's so cool, it's so ambient, it's so surreal. It's the most surreal Persona or SMT game. Yeah, no, I don't know. SMT games are surreal generally. But I feel like there's something about Persona 1. It's got this surrealistic edge to it, this sort of like this weirdness to it that elevates it even above any SMT game in terms of just like this weird surrealistic vibe that it has. Like I said, to me, Persona 1 is the Demon Souls of Persona games, or of SMT games. It's the Demon Souls. Like it's, well, it's not even. It's more flawed. Like Demon Souls is not even that flawed. Like Demon Souls is like kind of a masterpiece in its own right, but it's a bit rougher around the edges than later Souls games. But like Persona 1 is really rough around the edges. It's very weird and sort of like unbalanced, and even the story is, you know, not as good as in later, but it's just the atmosphere. The atmosphere is the absolute best. Yeah, you do, Red Mages, you do. Or maybe I can help you do that with my stream. You can do it vicariously through me, because I absolutely will replay Persona 1 on stream at some point. Like I extremely want to do it. And 2 as well. Persona 1 and 2. I've never actually done a legitimate full playthrough through Persona 1. I've only ever watched videos and read about it and stuff. I know all about Persona 1. Like I know the plot of it. I just never actually played it. So when Persona 2, am I saying Persona 1? Persona 2, Innocent Sin, that is. I played Persona 2, of course, is split into 2 games. Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment. It's very unique because Persona 2, it's like this game that feeds on itself. It's like the end of Persona 2 is this very bittersweet, like sort of sad ending. But then there's a second Persona 2, which revisits that, and you play it from a different angle. And it puts a new spin on it, and it's like extremely cool. But to get the full effect, you have to play them back to back. But I couldn't, because in America they only ever released the second one, Eternal Punishment. They never released Innocent Sin, which is like such a huge shame. But in the years since then, there's a fan translation, and I still have never played it. There's an official localization of Persona 2 Innocent Sin on PSP. I started to play through it, and then I stopped because it wasn't the original. I said to myself, I want to play the original version. Like, this is cool, but I feel like I need to play the original version on PS1. And I just haven't got around to that. But of course, like, I know the plot. I know everything that happens. I've read about it. I've watched videos. I have the whole soundtrack. I love the soundtrack in Persona 2. Persona 2 has got, like, such endearing, cool characters to it. I want to say that, like, to me, Persona 2 Innocent Sin seems like it's probably the true best cast of any SMT game, but it's kind of between Persona 2 and Persona 4. Persona 1 wins in terms of, like, atmosphere. It's the best SMT game in terms of atmosphere. It's maybe the best RPG in terms of atmosphere. Persona 1. Like, the best. I don't know. Guys, what do you think is, like, really good? And by RPG, I mean specifically turn-based Final Fantasy style games. We have a menu. It's a menu-driven battle. And you have, like, your characters. They don't have to be lined up, but just, like, turn-based. What's the best atmospheric RPG? Because to me, it's gotta be Persona 1, but like, what are some other contenders? I'm talking about purely for atmosphere. Not the best RPG, like not the best game, not the best cast or story, but just like, what is the most, what RPG has the coolest, most weird, surreal atmosphere, specifically? No, like of any game, period. Not just a Mega 10 game. It could be a Mega 10 game, because I think it's gotta be Persona 1. It's gotta be Persona 1. Nothing else seems to come close. Let me just think for a second. Some music from Rusty here, PC98 game. There's probably some stuff on PC98 that could qualify, like maybe stuff like Illusion City, I don't know. But I haven't actually played that, and I don't know. Even then, I don't think it would be at the level of Persona 1. Let me think. Like, there's not really a lot of, like, surreal atmosphere RPGs, you know? Or, like, yeah. Even, like, there are games. I mean, Silent Hill, of course. If you're going outside the RPG realm, then Silent Hill is better. If we're just talking about games, period, then Demon's Souls goes above Persona 1. Probably Silent Hill 1 and 2 go above Persona 1. As far as like horror games are concerned, for surreal atmosphere, Silent Hill 2, 1 and 2 are the best. Those are the best. It's like no contest. But you know, there are games that have like moments that like are as good. Like Metal Gear Solid 2 has certain moments that approach that sort of feeling. I mean, Parasite Eve games sometimes have that feeling, but not for the best. What's that, Gizmo? There's stuff like there's dungeon crawlers that are like that. Like, what about Baroque on PS1? Baroque seems like Kingsfield games are kind of like that a little bit to an extent. Baroque seems like it could be like stuff like Hell Knight is kind of like that, but it's still not as yeah. FF1? Oh, you're talking about Fatal Frame 1? Very epic. Well, no. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm opening it up to... As far as, like, turn-based RPGs, I think there's just nothing even close. It's really hard to... But, like, even just among... any game. Like, any game. I think that, I don't know. Yeah. Like, Persona 1 would still be really high among any game, period. But there's some stuff I could think of that could beat it. Or just, like, atmosphere. I think, like, if we're talking any video game, in terms of, like, what's the most atmospheric, cool, surreal, like it's just kind of hypnotic, like, oh, I mean, like, you know, something like, on PS1, LSD Dream Simulator, to a certain extent. But even that, like, I would put Silent Hill 2 above LSD Dream Simulator. As cool as LSD Dream Simulator is, it's not actually like, it's very cool and ambient and weird, but it's not as, like, the atmosphere to me doesn't... Doom is not even close. I do love the atmosphere of Doom games, but it's a different thing. It's a totally different thing. I don't think it's like Dead Space. Nah, I don't really like Dead Space games that much, or Bioshock. I think I like System Shock more than Bioshock. But even System Shock is not that. It's not that atmospheric. I mean, it's System Shock is got a good soundtrack. System Shock, I don't know, like BioShock I don't really like. Dead Rising, Dead Space I don't really like. Dead Space is more conventional horror. It's just conventional. It's not really that atmospheric, in my opinion. Although I haven't really played it that much, but just like, I played it enough, I think. First person helps with that. Yeah, I don't actually agree with that. I mean, I have to say, I actually kind of I somewhat strongly disagree with that, I would have to say. Siren would be a good choice. But Siren is very atmospheric. And I was like, so to be clear, first person I think doesn't actually help at all. No, I don't think it helps. I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't help. But I guess it's like that's a whole weird thing. I feel very like that's a thing. I always want to rail against that when people say that. But I don't know. We could go with that. We could just like, okay, let's just go with that. Well, let's say, okay, to be fair, there are a good number of people that feel like first person helps with a game being atmospheric. But even if so, that's not at all the kind of atmosphere I'm talking about. Let's put it that way. Like, as far as first person games go, the most atmospheric first person games, atmosphere, to me, atmosphere, it's a lot to do with soundtrack and sound design and the feeling, and it's also the feeling of the game. Something like, so like most first person games are just not that atmospheric, I would say. The majority of them. And the ones that are, it's not because they're first person, it's because it's for other reasons. Like Kingsfield is very, very atmospheric. But not really because it's first person, and you can see that I think what illustrates that very clearly is like the jump from Kingsfield to Souls games, when they went third person. That does not at all hinder the atmosphere. It all depends on how the game is done, how it's executed, and because to me, Demon's Souls is more atmospheric than any of the Kingsfield games. It's better, and that's a third person game. Subnautica? I have played. Are you a fan of Subnautica? I have played it a bit. It doesn't really, to me, Subnautica doesn't really work. Is all like to me? I can kind of, I guess, I don't know. It's like a whole different thing. I mean, can you explain like what is it about Subnautica that works for you? To me, it's a game that doesn't really work. So. Whether it's like, yeah, I don't actually find it particularly atmospheric. Like, Subnautica is like a very minimalist. It has no soundtrack. That alone disqualifies it. Because the atmosphere is subtle. Which could, if you really get into the game, that could work. But it's never going to be at the level of Silent Hill. But to me, it doesn't even work at all. I don't know if you understand that. It helps if you put you in the game so you aren't watching a character you're controlling go through it. Well, that's one point of view, but my point of view is very different from that. Like, what I would say is it's like watching a movie, you know? Do you automatically feel like there are certain movies that like sort of put you in first person view? And it's not that it's more it's not that it helps put you in the movie or game per se. It's more that it specifically helps you to feel like you are the viewpoint character of the thing. Like, it helps you to, because it's basic. Like, putting you in the perspective of the character is a very basic way of, like, communicating to the player, you are in the game. But you don't actually need to be in it. It's like some of the most, like, there's a reason why most movies are not shot from first person. And yet movies generally are more immersive than game. Like, from a perspective of, I mean, maybe games are more immersive than movies, but like, if you're making like a horror, in terms of like a story, the problem with games is that like they can be very, very immersive in the sense that you can like you're involved with what the things you are doing because you were active in doing things. But as stories, I think movies are more immersive inherently because the gameplay gets in the way. The best way to really truly be immersed in a story is just to experience it. You don't need having things shot from a first person view is not necessary. In fact, it's overkill. In fact, it's even like a bit sophomoric, like it's a bit juvenile to think that like it's so in my opinion, it's like first level thinking, like low tier thinking. It's like, oh well, I'm the character. It's like not really, you know? Like it's like reading a book. You can imagine like the book could be written where you're inside the head of the character or you're not inside the head of the character. There's different ways to do it. But what really makes you involved or immersed in a story is the way the story is written. It's not simply being, it's not something like simple like that necessarily. Yeah, Shadowrun. Well, that's true, Red Mages. Shadowrun. Games are definitely more immersive than a movie. Yeah, I can see why I don't know, maybe I agree with that in a general sense, but I think in terms of stories, I would say the stories of games are less immersive than the stories of movies. Perhaps as experiences, games are more immersive than movies. Perhaps. But I think it's kind of, the problem with the idea of immersive is there's so many different ways to be immersive. You know? But I do think soundtrack is vital. Like, okay, so I mean, anyway, immersive is a weird word. So let's put that aside. It's part of it, but I'm talking more about like my favorite, like the most atmospheric thing. Like to me, like Persona 1 is the most atmospheric. Like it's the coolest, most interesting atmosphere of any game. Almost, like practically. Dude, Shadowrun is very good. That could be part of it, Colic. Yeah, that could be part of it. But it also kind of feels like movies and games have a different path to walk. They're just kind of inherently different things, and they have inherently different strengths and weaknesses. I don't think that movies will ever be at the place where they're as good at telling stories as games, because games aren't about... at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, what is inherent to being a game is not really that conducive to telling a good story. When it comes to telling a good story, movies just have an inherent advantage. Like, I do, like, honestly think so. Well, yeah, but Colic, but that's exactly what you just said illustrates the contradiction. Because a really good story does not... See, a really good story has nothing to do with choice. In fact, a really good story is better to not have choice. Choice gets in the way, and that's one of the inherent contradictions. Honestly, the whole idea of choices, like, there's a reason why choose-your-own-adventure stories are not high-grade literature, and it just hasn't evolved to be that way. It just is not going to be that way, you know? Like, it's something different. Like, that's role-playing. The types of stories that games offer, when it comes to, like, giving you choices and feeling involved in a storyline, what that really comes down to is role-playing. It's not actually storytelling. It's it's adjacent to storytelling. Yeah. I mean, the best way to tell an immersive story is to remove all choice, without a doubt. Choice only gets in the way. If you're using the version, if you like, I mean, again, it comes down to that word immersive, because if you're defining the word immersive based on it, with choice being part of the definition, then it's, of course, it ends up being circular in that way. But that doesn't actually ultimately result in the best stories. So that word in that sense, the word immersive is a contaminant. It's not really what we're talking about. Like, that's not the point. Sure, like really good. I mean, it's fair enough. Absolutely, like a lot of the best stories, the best narratives, the best books, the best movies, or whatever. Of course, they are immersive in a certain way, but being immersive is not the end-all, be-all of like a great story. Like, what makes a great story? Is it being immersive? No. Right? Can we all agree? Like, I think we could agree. That's weird, isn't it? So it's fundamentally different from a game. I mean, even like being a good game is not about being immersive either. When you talk like there's a very specific thing, a role-playing experience. The reason why we want to like cling to that idea of immersion, it comes down to this very specific type of entertainment. It's not a movie. It's not just simply a story. Like, role-playing is not actually about crafting great storylines. It's about feeling like you're involved in a story that you've crafted. And at the end of the day, it's just not going to be a great story. It's a great story for you because you're involved, but it's not a great story. You know what I mean? It's two different things. It's an entirely different form. A truly great story is not about being immersed per se. They will often be immersive as consequence of being good stories, but it's not actually about that per se. It's about telling a great story. It's about like this. It's ultimately about that story being interesting and like touching something inside of you, like being memorable, like resonating, which is different. The story has got to be meaningful. It's got to say something. It's got to resonate. Those are all things to which interactivity is a detriment. You understand what I'm saying? Then, like, do people agree with? Who agrees with that? Whereas role playing is fundamentally about being immersed, and like, you know, like it doesn't actually matter if the story that's being told is good. Like, a good story is completely beside the point. Because it's not about whether it's a good story, it's about whether it's your story. It's about whether it feels like it's your story. Like, I've crafted this, I've created this, you know. And that's what, like, we talk about, like, immersion in games, and that's the confusion point. Because this stuff gets mixed up because of how heavy role-playing aspects tend to be in games. And this stuff also, when it comes to video games, it all gets muddled. Because video games can be good role-playing things, vehicles for role-playing, but they can also just be good stories as well. There's crossover, and they can be good experiences, and none of that has anything to do with whether it's a good game. Like, a game can be good at all of that without actually being a good game. Like, a game is fundamentally about it's about a challenge that you overcome. Like, a game is a challenge that you overcome for recreation. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with narrative. A good narrative is entirely beside the point. Whether it's a good experience, whether it's immersive, is entirely beside the point, whether it's a good game. It's two different things. But they can live in harmony sometime, but they don't have to. You know? Games That's the funny thing with games, is that they can be so many things to so many people. And it really depends on like what the given person wants. You know, like I'm pretty open-minded. Like I'm kind of anti-role-playing, as you guys maybe know. I don't really like role-playing. I don't really care about role-playing for the most part. For the most part. If I'm playing a Souls game and I'm like I'm on the feeling of being on a journey and exploring like a crazy area, you know, even I might get a little bit of that feeling of like kind of what it feels like to be in this world, for sure. But like crafting a story, I don't find that interesting, personally. I prefer to have a story. I'm interested in a story that's crafted. I want to have, to me, a good story is a story with meaning. It's not about immersion. It's about the story being meaningful. It's about the writer saying something that's interesting, that engages my brain, that's like feels meaningful to me and the world in which I live in, and makes me think about things in a new way, or just like kind of resonates in some way. And a side effect of that sometimes is being immersed in the world, or maybe like just like immersed in like a very generalized way, like in the sense that like I'm involved in the story, like I really want to just keep reading more. But that's not the same kind of immersion as what we're talking about with like feeling like you're inside the world of the game. You know what I mean? That's totally different. Like that, yeah. I like good stories and like sometimes, you know? But what makes a good story is not really what makes a good role-playing, like piece of role-playing experience. Metal Gear Solid 4 is one that touches you the most. It's interesting. Not Metal Gear Solid 3, Gizmo? Not 3, but 4? Dude, alright. So, I mean, that's all cool discussion. That's a bit aside. What was I talking about before? I was trying to talk about, like, what Persona games... Well, like... Yeah, let me pause that for a second. Like, I was specifically trying to talk about, like, to me, something that, like, I don't know, it's important to me. Maybe it's not important to many other people, but, like, to me, what makes Persona 1 extremely special is, like, this specific thing that it does. It's very specific. Maybe it only matters to me and certain other people, but it's, like, it's the most atmospheric, ambient, like, it, not even, like, atmospheric. Like, the atmosphere of Persona 3... Persona 1. The atmosphere of Persona 1 is the best, to me, it's the best atmosphere of any game, period. Or any RPG. Not any game. It's still eclipsed by stuff like Silent Hill 2 and Demon Souls. And Bloodborne as well. But it's certainly in first, like, and it's just like, that's what makes that game extremely special. But, and that also, that doesn't even necessarily make the game immersive. Would I say that Persona 1 is the most immersive RPG? I don't know. Probably not. But that's not really what I was trying to say. You don't, like, that's different. As far as, like, what's the most immersive RPG, I don't even know. Because I don't think in those terms generally. I don't even know. Probably, what's the most immersive RPG? Let me think for a second. Guys, what do you think is the most immersive RPG? You know, Red Mages, you're probably right. That probably is a lot to do with it. For sure. But, yeah, I don't know. Skyrim. I don't actually consider Skyrim to be an RPG. I consider it to be an action game, though. I know you're joking anyway. The most immersive RPG... to me would be... like, I would interpret that as, like, saying, what does that mean? The most immersive RPG would be the RPG that I feel the most involved with the story, I guess. That's how I would interpret that. Or, I guess maybe you feel the most like you're inside the world. Okay, but what Final Fantasy style turn-based RPG does that apply to the most? I don't know. I want to say Chrono Trigger, maybe. I want to say Chrono Trigger. Maybe Earthbound. But like that's purely thinking about something that I just don't ever think about, you know? I don't think of those terms. Like that barely makes sense to me. Like, what is an immersive thing? You know, like I do consider, like, I mean, there are games that I find to be immersive, but I don't generally think in those terms, you know? Like I find Souls game, if you ask me what are the most immersive games, like that's an easy answer. It's easily Souls games, like by far. But that's not necessarily why I like Souls games. Like, I like Souls games for many reasons. And that's like, you know, merely one of them. Ultima 7. I could kind of see that. You're playing your character like you have built them. Yeah, exactly. Which is like, that's a common way to interpret it, which is getting back into that like role-playing aspect. Like what immersive is kind of a code word for it, like role-playing. And I get that. I don't do that. I don't think in role-playing terms, because I just don't really like role-playing. Yeah, immersive can mean a lot of different things. I mean, generally it kind of means like you feel like... I mean, obviously it doesn't feel like you're literally inside your video game, but like you feel like... I guess you feel like a certain sense of like... I want to say realism. In the sense that the world, it feels real. I think that's what it kind of comes down to. Like, there's a realness to the world. Like, it feels real. It feels like alive. It feels like something that you're involved with, right? And in that sense, you know, I don't know. But that's kind of a tricky thing because, like, the games that I find the most intriguing and compelling and atmospheric are not necessarily the ones that feel the most real. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the funny thing. It's like I get that. Like, that's a funny discussion to me. Like, roleplay is like the metagaming thing, right? Where it's like using the spelling of ROLL. In other words, like to care more about like the mechanics. To get very like if you're playing D&D, but you're not thinking about it in terms of like a storyline that you're creating and a part of, but you're thinking of it more in terms of like, how can I craft a character into like the most efficient character possible, and like, you know, like and like understand the rules of the game that I'm playing and like get the most out of it, like make a powerful character. And like in many ways, the thing that's weird about that is because it always seemed backwards to me, because, you know, that is labeled as metagaming, but in reality, role-playing as like pretending that you are the character, that by definition, that's what should be considered as metagaming. Like when you play a game and you just simply pay attention to its mechanics and you focus on trying to win the game based on the mechanics, that's the normal way in which you play a game. Like layering on top of that a story aspect where you're pretending like this is a story that you're going through, that's metagaming. Like by definition, if you look up the definition of what metagaming is, that's what it is. But I think the reason why people flip that is because people, when it comes to like pen and paper RPGs, in specifically like Dungeons and Dragons or any pen and paper RPG, people, like, it's been sold as this thing, like they're called role-playing games. The whole salesmanship around the concept in the first place is that you're supposed to get into it for the point of telling a story. It's supposed to be about telling a story. Like that's how it's been sold to the public. to people at large, and it fulfills that role. And like people really like that. People really like role playing, and pen and paper role playing games are the main outlet for that. Personally, I don't value that, but I understand like a lot of people who do. It makes sense that they would think of that as the primary thing, and mechanics as metagaming. Like caring about the mechanics, that's metagaming. But to me, that's still backwards. I mean, it's backwards. I can understand why. I can understand it's just a question of priorities. The priorities turn backwards into forwards. But to me, I mean, you know, it doesn't... The literal definition of metagaming is not really that important, you know? But to me, I just don't care about role-playing. Like, anytime I've ever played Dungeons & Dragons or pen and paper RPGs, I've always found the actual, like, metagaming aspect of it, like, whatever, like the role-playing, ROLL, I've always found that to be the more interesting part. Like, acting out your character just... To me, it's, like, shallow, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's, like... Because, you know, your friends... You're not a good actor. Your friends are not good actors. It devolves into... Basically, like... It's fan fiction. Like, it's fan fiction, you know? It's got that kind of, like... Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, you know... When I was growing up, I liked fan fiction, of course. And I understand the appeal of it is not so much crafting a good story from a conventional standpoint. It's crafting your story. I get that. And I'm a writer. So I obviously like to write. I like telling stories. But that sort of, and I guess like that sort of improv storytelling in itself, like I like improv. I like the concept of improv. That's always appealed to me. Like I should get it, but I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, maybe, I mean, you know, maybe Red Mages is right. Maybe it's because I just never role played with the right crowd. But it seems like, based on my experience in the world, it just kind of seems like there is no right crowd. It's always like basically like the RPG you're playing, like the role playing aspect is like whatever person is like playing that character, it's like it's their very obvious and shallow fan fiction character that they want to act out, and it's like it's always very silly and base, and it's like, you know, or it's like it's really stupid stuff like I'm playing my barbarian character and he's got 3 intelligence, so I'm just gonna act completely idiotic for the campaign, and like it's like, oh, I can't stand that. It's just like, I don't know. I've never even, I don't know. I have not witnessed such a thing. I'm not aware. I don't know. I haven't witnessed it. Like, can improv, interactive storytelling, like, I don't know. Like, I guess it can be cool. I feel like it's one of those things where it's, in most cases, there's obviously probably exceptions to people. I don't know if those exceptions work for me. But in most cases, it's a thing where it's like, it's cool to you because it's your story. But but like to others, it wouldn't. Like it's silly. It's dumb. Like it's you know, you've got to be there. It's like you got to be there kind of thing. And I was just never there. They might surprise me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Red Mages. I just feel like anytime I've you know, been around people that role play or LARP or all of these things, it's just always so embarrassing to me. It's always so embarrassing. Maybe I've just never been around the right groups, but I have such a negative impression of the thing. You know? Yeah, I don't know. It might have just, yeah, you could be right. You know what? Red Mages could be right. Absolutely. Oh yeah, I kind of overlooked Gizmo's point there, but Gizmo, yeah, exactly. Well, you know, exactly. That's like role playing is one thing that games can do, but there's many ways in which games can be interesting experiences that have nothing to do with role playing. And like, yeah, exactly. Like Metal Gear Solid is like Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3 are some of the most compelling stories in any video game. And I would not say particularly for being immersive. They're just really compelling stories. And games as well. I guess now we're talking about the subject is now immersion and whatever, and like games and like all that stuff, role playing. Yeah, maybe I've just never been in the right group. Yeah, you know, but I guess, you know, I'm kind of ruined. You know, maybe I'm kind of ruined in that I'm never gonna really be a role player. That's fine. I've got other things going for me. Anyway, I love video games. I love video game experiences. I love movies. I love all kinds of stuff. I just don't really feel the role-playing aspect. I just don't ever feel. So, I don't know. I feel like that was more of a thing being talked about in game culture in like the 2010s, and it would always like infuriate me. And I've kind of mellowed a bit on it because I think I've tried to like understand other people's points of view, and I think I understand it a bit better, even though like I don't share it. Like I'm kind of antithetical to role-playing in games, but you know, I get it. I get that it's important to many people. It's just like, you know, I'm different, you know? But yet, I do still, like, there are games that are still immersive to me. It's just like, usually from a different way, from a different angle. The games can be a lot of things. Games are experiences, games are role-playing, games are really great stories, and games can just simply be great games. Like, being a good game is, like, completely separate from, like, all of that stuff. Basically. I mean, not completely separate. There's crossover because, you know, what makes a good role-playing game would ostensibly, like, according to, like, most fans of role-playing, is ostensibly about just, like, to what degree you feel like you have choice, which is a very difficult thing for games to do because, like, you know, it always sort of breaks down to false choices at a certain level. It's like the illusion of choice. There is no such thing as a video game where you have true choice, you know? It's always false choices dressed up as, or like the illusion of choice dressed up as true choice. But that can also be combined with conventionally good storytelling as well. So there's like this weird crossover point there, and you have like also the feeling and experience of being in that world, of like playing the game, running around in the game, or whatever. There's like so many different things that sort of all get like mixed together. And they could like help the role-playing aspect. They could just help the conventional storytelling aspect. They could help the gameplay aspect. It could all work together, or it could not. You know? Like, Shin Megami Tensei games are not role-player type of games. Like, generally, I mean, this is pretty well known, but like Japanese RPGs in general have never really gotten down with... They've never really gotten on board with, like, being good games for role players. They're not really about that. They're much more about conventional, like, just telling stories. And they're not really about giving players agency and choice, per se. Hey, Kev Larson, what's up? Although there can be sort of exceptions to that. Oh, dude. The Torneko music. Oh, is that you're doing, Red Mages? I'm happy to hear the Torneko music. Kev Larson, how's it going? I'm just talking about random shit. But as usual, it's game related. How are you doing today, Kev Larson? They just grunt and say dumb shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's exactly the kind of thing that I hate the most in Dungeons and Dragons RPGs. From like, I don't know, I have a few bad experiences, I guess, with like like the absolute worst thing is like trying to do like some sort of like role-playing game campaign, like pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons or whatever campaign. And you got like some dude in the party who thinks he's a role player, and he's playing like a barbarian with 3 intelligence, and then He just is constantly disrupting the game by just being the most non-functional idiot. It's like, forget it. Like, no. Can you just, like, play the game as a normal human? This is not entertaining. What Western RPGs do you think I should play, Gizmo? Ultima? I kind of want to play Ultima 7. I kind of want to play Ultima 7. You might not have to bully me that hard. I kind of want to play Fallout 1 and 2 as well. This is not good music for talking about art, like atmospherics. Oh, let's find some atmospheric music. Oh, well, I can't pass up Persona 2. I don't. No, I don't, Ribmade. See, that's where we differ. No credit. Do not. I don't know. See, that's what I don't. Just like, honestly, I would rather just play with like a group full of metagamers. To me, that'd be more fun than playing with like some dude who plays his barbarian character with 4 intelligence is just like a complete moron. I have played Baldur's Gate 2. It was a long time ago, it was off stream, but I have played Baldur's Gate 2 pretty far. I didn't finish it. I felt pretty mixed about it. And ultimately, I kind of decided that I wasn't really that into it. Although there were aspects to it that I liked. And I played that one because I heard it was the best one. Well, of course, that was before Baldur's Gate 3 existed. Although, I think people still say that Baldur's Gate 2 is the best one, right? I don't know. I don't really know. I know, like, a lot of people love Baldur's Gate 3. I know that. I will tell you this. Like, I look at Baldur's Gate 3 and I don't find it appealing looking at all. But, of course, I could be wrong. I haven't looked at it that much. 2 is better than 3? Yeah, I suspect that most, especially, like, people among our kind of communities would probably say the same thing. Yeah, I think I just don't really like Baldur's Gate 2 that much. Ultimately, like the kind of game that it is, the weird. I mean, like Baldur's Gate 2 and Baldur's Gate 1. I don't know about 3. I'm sure. Like Dragon Age is like basically another Baldur's Gate style game. But maybe it kind of started to change. But Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are basically RTS games. I guess there's some other classic Western RPGs that are the same thing. It's just an RTS game given like an RPG skin. And for that reason, yeah, I don't know. Do you think I would like Neverwinter? I'm willing to try it. Honestly, I've looked at it and I know Sheeran. Is this off my playlist? Red Mages, you didn't even put this. This is my playlist. There you go, see? I think this is my favorite song from Sheeran. This is so good. I think Sheeran and Torneko don't necessarily have the best soundtracks. They're pretty good, but there's like a couple tracks I really, really like. I know, Red Mazes, of course. You influence me, there's no doubt about that. You can influence me, but I can be stubborn sometimes. Planescape? Yeah, Planescape. For sure. Like, Planescape was a game that I would absolutely play, just simply because, like, it's one of those games that's talked about so much and brought up so much, and it's like, just simply for having game knowledge, it's like you kind of want to play it to just know about it. I doubt I would finish it. I think it would bore me. I don't like that kind of game. I don't like reading games. I know, it would. Red Mages is absolutely right. But I could try to play it a little bit. Maybe I could get something out of it. It's just, yeah, well, you know, I mean, like, part of the problem is, it's not just the fact that I'm not the biggest reader, but I can get into games with a lot of reading. I can, but it's really hard to do so on stream, I will say. Those kind of games are just so difficult to do on stream. I feel like. Because, like, it's impossible to pay any attention to your chat. You can't have any chat interaction. They're, like, way too... It takes too much energy, like, to devote it all to reading, and you can't look at your chat at all. And that kind of sucks, and I feel like the writing style of like, that kind of game is, like, not really to my taste as well, but maybe I actually really need to try playing... I don't know. I would be open to trying it. I would, but... You never know. You never know. I don't know. Maybe someday. Yeah, Icewind Dale could be a good one to try. It's true. What the heck? Wait, why is this something? Why is it like all shadowy? And the camera shadow is like so strong. It's just too... I gotta turn too dark, I guess. But then if I put my hand here, it like all lights up like this. Like it can't be helped. Man, like it's so messed up. Hold on a second. Let me try something for a second here. I'm just gonna turn the auto exposure off because it's like completely fucked. The auto exposure is completely fucked up. I'm gonna just completely turn it off. It's completely fucked beyond all recognition. I don't know why it is. It isn't usually that way. Then I'm going to turn the brightness up a bit. Alright. See how it looks now? That's the way I'd want it to look all the time. And I can put my hand here and it doesn't fuck it up. When my hand looks dark, but it's fine. It's better this way because you can see the art better. But now, like, look at this. It's got this weird, like, FPS thing. It's like... What is it like? Is it like have to load now? Is it processing? Because I turned auto exposure off? Like, what the fuck? Why? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna just try it like this because at least you can see the art better. Who cares if my hand is moving in slow motion? Like, whatever. The important thing is seeing the art. So, yeah. The amount of thought and tactics. Oh, yeah, you know, I don't know. It's always good if you have that layer of thought and tactics. That's always good. That's always a good thing. But I think my problem with, like say, for example, Baldur's Gate 2 is, like, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, because they are essentially just an RTS engine that has been, like, converted into an RPG, there's something really ghetto about just the way they fundamentally play. Like, there's something very inelegant. There's, like, a heavy lack of elegance to the way that they play. Like, they just feel so stapled together. And it's just the way that they play, the way that they're, like, so start and stop. Like, you know, it's just RTS characters that want to just fight, you know? But to have this, like, turn-based, they want to have this, like, you know, pseudo Dungeons and Dragons feel to the combat. So you have all these spells, you have all these abilities that don't really play well with an RTS system. So what it ends up being, famously, and everybody says this, it's the complaint, it's one of the main complaints, is this constant, like, start and stop. Like, okay, like, it's kind of like a clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck battle system. Like, that would be a good name for it. The clusterfuck battle system. So if you just simply, like, let it happen, if you just let the battle... I mean, you can do it turn-based, but it's not designed for that. It doesn't seem... Because it's an RTS system. So all that that's really doing is just simply pausing the RTS combat so you can enter commands and then unpausing it. That's all that that's doing. And so... Sure, you can play it in its ghetto turn-based form, but you may as well just simply play it in action, quote, action form, and then pause it yourself because it's the same thing and you have more control over when it pauses, right? Like, there's really no reason to play it in turn-based system, even if you prefer turn-based, because it's not actually turn-based in any particular way at all. Right? So therefore, it's a pause and play game. That's just how it is. You know? And it's clusterfucky. It's like, you know, you have your characters all kind of just spamming their attacks and whatever, and it's, you know, you have like these spells you can cast, but it's like you gotta pause and then cast it, and then unpause and they cast it, and it's like, but then something else is that you gotta pause again. It's like, oh shit, I gotta have this person do this, I gotta do that, like that. Because, and why? Because it's not designed to be played turn-based. It's a conversion of an RTS system, in an RTS battle system where it would just be soldiers whacking each other. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, Baldur's Gate 3 is probably like a completely different battle. I don't know what it's like. I'm sure it's designed totally different, you know? I'll check it out one of these days. But yeah, and like, I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. Like, okay, you know, that's just something that you have to, I'm not saying that makes Baldur's Gate bad. I'm just saying it's something you have to accept. It's a very inelegant, very clusterfucky battle system. I mean, to add to that, it's also like the other thing with like Baldur's Gate is it's very RNG-ish as well. You know, like you've got like all these enemies you fight against with like instant death. You get, like all these like abilities that like completely fuck you over. So it's like, oh shit, he just insta-killed my cleric. So now I gotta reload, and that shit happens a lot. It's a very, very, you know, it's a type of battle system that heavily promotes or incentivizes the player to like essentially save scum. Like it's really hard to play those games without save scumming unless you like already know the game very well. And so it's kind of not that fun, but unless you can get into it. And like, you know, then maybe it become there is a lot of depth to it though, maybe. But it's inelegant depth. So, you know, it doesn't appeal to me that much. It's sort of, I have a little bit of trouble. Like I said, if you can get into it, it could be good, but I can't quite. I never was able to quite get into it. MTG, like Magic the Gathering Chandelar. So like, what is that? You know what Magic the Gathering is, but like, what is Chandelar? I'm assuming that's more than just a card game. Also, like, I don't know, the Baldur's Gate, yeah, I don't know. The writing never quite drew me in that much either. Baldur's Gate 2, that is. Like, the story wasn't quite doing it for me. Like the story, the narrative, the soundtrack, I felt very mixed about because there was some pretty cool music in it. And I probably do need to revisit at least Baldur's Gate 2 because I do remember some of the soundtrack being like actually surprisingly cool to me. Red Mages hates Magic the Gathering. The Wizard from MTG. Well, I don't hate Magic the Gathering, it's just something I'm not interested in. I kind of have no interest in it, but I wouldn't say I hate it. I would say that, as far as... I don't gel with the idea of collectible card games. I've never really liked the idea of collectible card games. Of any form. And that includes Magic the Gathering. You know, I like card games. I like card-based board games and various things. And you know, as you guys know, as Gizmo knows especially from recent streams, like I've discovered that I'm a big fan of certain deck builder games, particularly Dominion. I'm a really big fan of Dominion. Something about the way the cards look in Dominion is much more appealing to me than I never really found the cards of Magic the Gathering that appealing. I actually find the cards of Pokemon more appealing, which I only know that because of my nephew collecting them. It's like look at all these shiny cards. Like, oh, okay, these cards actually look... Like, the artwork on them actually looks, like, really cool. It's like, okay, I can see why you would want to collect these cards. I never really felt that about Magic the Gathering. Something about the art, just like in the general version of the games, never really quite did it for me. Yeah, there's an RNG aspect to it, Red Mages. But that's not specifically... The RNG is not what bothers me about it. It's more just like in terms of the mechanics. You know, like the collectible aspect doesn't really sit too well with me. Like, all right, well, you know, I mean, you got to build your deck, and you got to build your deck by like investing all this money. And there's like, and the real RNG that like sucks in Magic the Gathering is the RNG of like what card set you're going to get out of your packet. And then even the online component of these games has that same component, which sucks. Hey, Skittles, what's up? Skittles, do you want to talk about immersion in video games? That's what we were talking about, and then we were talking about Baldur's Gate, and now I guess we're talking about, like, I don't know, Western RPGs, and now we're talking about Magic the Gathering. Okay, Skittles doesn't want to talk about that. Ooh. I mentioned this game before. Here's the music, some of the music from Shin Megami Tensei Imagine, which was the online... Did you ever play this one, Red Mages? The MMO? It kind of was extremely... It had a lot of extremely bad problems, and it wasn't really that great of an MMORPG. It kind of sucked. But it had an awesome soundtrack. Although a lot of the music that was awesome was from other games originally, but still. I think this song here is unique, though. Skittles, what's up with you? This bird is highly evasive. Yeah. Look, Skittles, I can push balls now with the power of the Force. Are you proud of me? Skittles, are you proud of me? Star Wars card game. That was not very easy to understand. Is that like Magic? Is that like a collectible card game? Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it, Red Mages. I don't even know if it still exists. The SMT on like it was like an area game, so like Area was like known for being one of the more abusive like, you know, pay to win style companies. And it was like the gameplay was really not the best, but that's probably an understatement. But I mean, it looked cool. The game looked cool. It had an awesome soundtrack. It was fun to run around in for a while. You can do whatever you want because I'm oblivious to it, Red Mages. How do you feel about that, Red Mages? Do you agree with that quote? Oh, yeah, that's the best way to play around with that kind of stuff, Colic, is like to play around with the friends. A friend who's already invested the money into it for you. Red Mages cares about historical accuracy when he... Dude, what happened to the camera? Like, it flopped over. When did that happen? Damn camera? Hold on a second. Gizmo, you've got a 135 stream streak. You should really get something for that. I'm going to give you accolades. You've been granted 30-foot accolades as an amateur. Gizmo, there you go. You know, so many streamers would be... They just wouldn't care about your streak, you know? So many of them would just, like, not care. But, like, on this stream... This is a stream where the streamer does care. Like, he invented an imaginary currency. Just... Dude, what's this? Is this from Chandelar? Okay, let's listen to it. Magic the Gathering Chandelar. From 1997? What kind of game is that, though? Is it like an RPG? Like, what the heck kind of game is it? Colic 3 is a friend to you and me. I like he. There you go, dude. That's a good quote, Colin. You should be proud of that one, I think. I think it's pretty good. Hard to explain? Okay, well, you know. Whatever. Okay, guys, let's ask Skittles. Skittles, do you want to talk about video games? Or what do you want to talk about, Skittles? Guys, I think we should talk about whatever Skittles wants to talk about. You know how Skittles loves it when he's put on the spot. Is there anybody here who likes being... I bet Red Mages likes to be put on the spot, though. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'm not... If it's from the 90s, there's certainly a bigger chance that I'll like it than if it were, like, made anytime recently. So I'm not at all averse to trying it, Gizmo. You know, I'm not averse to it. Could happen. Feel free to tell me more about it if you want to. I mean, I have a hunger for knowledge of games. I have my wheelhouse. I have my kind of games that I'm interested in, but I always want to learn more about all games. You know, I'm not a big fan of like stuff like Baldur's Gate 2, but yet I do want to play it somewhat. I don't know about Fallout, like if I would like Fallout or not. I had never really been interested in it in the past, but like it's the kind of thing where it's like I would be more interested now for the sake of just simply because it's like such an kind of an important game and that kind of gaming knowledge that I value. You know, like I want to know more about games like that. You know, like classic Western RPGs, classic computer games, classic open world games, stuff like that. It's interesting, even if like it's not all quite my kind of thing. Or sometimes it is, like sometimes you never know. Like sometimes I kind of am surprised, like like I guess Mr. Leo's not here right now, or maybe he's lurking. I don't know, but he said he had to go do something. But I played the first 2 Elder Scrolls games. I played them a bit for Mr. Leo, and I was surprised how much I liked them. Like they were cool. Like I would totally play more Elder Scrolls 1 and 2. And I thought I might like 3, but I sort of discovered that like 3 is actually the breaking point. Like it probably has a lot to just simply do with Jeremy's soul. 3 seems so much less appealing to me. I could be wrong. Although I do really still want to... I'm very interested in trying Secret of Evermore. It's the one Jeremy Soul game that I've looked at where the soundtrack actually seems cool and doesn't make me sick to my stomach. Go around the world deck build. I do like deck building games. Or I have an interest in deck building games. Mainly because I love Dominion. But what I'm realizing is that it may just be Dominion. I don't know. I did really, really like Party House in UFO 50. Which is also inspired by deck building stuff. A lot of the other deck building things I've looked at don't look appealing to me, especially in terms of like video games. Like the one that's like the big hit, Slay the Spire, that everybody loves, to me is totally unappealing looking. But I still kind of want to try it just because like I have such an interest in deck builders now. You never know. Like I said, like I didn't expect that the early Elder Scrolls games I might actually really like. Did not expect that. You never know. And as usual, the soundtrack has a lot to do with it. I'm just like I'm a mega soundtrack guy. I'm a weirdo. You know what? I mean, you guys, are you aware that I'm a weirdo? Who takes what I say with like lots of grains of salt? You know, I'm very specific. I heavily value like atmosphere and soundtracks in video games. Uh-oh. 10 minutes max, Red Mages. Be careful. Zone of the Enders. Yeah, I do need to play Zone of the Enders one of these days for sure. Definitely got to play that. This is a really good Oh yeah, dude, like, this song is so good. I never played the damn game, but this song is so cool. See, I love that part there. I love it. Here, wait, let me rewind it. Did I rewind? How the hell do you rewind? I can't rewind the damn song from Nightbot. Where it goes like, na-na-na-na-na-na. That part's so cool. The singing is so cool. Uh-huh. I like that as well. When they go like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Why is that so appealing? It just is. Well, the problem is, before I could play this game, I'd have to play Zone of Enders 1. And I want to play them. But, you know how it is. It's definitely, it's on a high tier interest list, for sure. I mean, it's a game I want to get around to someday. It's on Gizmo's top 3 game. Man, I should really play it. Should I just skip it? They're not long? Well, that does help. But what does that mean, though? They're not long. They're only 60 hours. It's all relative, isn't it? I guess if you mean like they're 20 hours, realistically, then that is... But yeah, they've got to be at least 40 hours long, right? Uh-huh. I gotta play more games. But I will not be playing Zone of Enders next. Like I said, I gotta go back to like 8-bit games. That's what I need soon. We gotta do Flipendo. I need more 8-bit in my life now. It's been months now since I've experienced the 8-bit joy. It's been months. So, I want to finish Bloodborne, but then I've got to go back and like heavily submerge myself in 8-bit joy. I have to. So if I play Final Fantasy 3, that's still good, right? It's not as good as like going to the Enders for Gizmo, but you guys, you know, are you excited to see Final Fantasy 3? Final Fantasy 3 seems like a really cool game. I'm gonna play it. It's gonna happen soon. It has to happen. Gotta play Final Fantasy 3 so I can finally progress in Flipendo. Gotta happen. It's the only mainline Final Fantasy I haven't played through, not counting Final Fantasy 16. Of the 15 Final Fantasy games, like mainline ones that exist, it's the only one I haven't played through. I mean, you know, of course there's many side games I haven't played. Like, I haven't played Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, but that's, you know, like, talking mainline games. I also really want to, I want to play I want to play that Vincent game on PS1. Looks like a Vincent shooter game, like a Final Fantasy VII spin-off. Where you play as Vincent. I want to play that too. Is that called like... What was that called again? Cerberus? No, I don't know. No, I haven't played Majin Tensei. I missed that question, Red Mages. I haven't played that either. I barely know anything about Majin Tensei. I have not played that. Have you played Majin Tensei? Like, tell me about Majin Tensei. They kind of look like... Majin Tensei kind of looks like Shin Megami Tensei if it was like more of a normal Japanese RPG, kind of. Like more Final Fantasy-ish is how it looks. But people... I've heard that they're like not that great. Guys, this is my wife in Valencia City in the Philippines. Right now she has shades. What do you think? I want to play Breath of Fire 2 as well. Yeah, did you ever play it, Red Mages? You ever play Majin Tensei? I've played a lot of video games, but there's still many there's many more I haven't played, you know? Just because I want to play everything. There's too many. Oh, Suikoden, huh? I would almost think that like Skittles would put this in, but this is actually off of my playlist, right? Nice. Suikoden 2. More combat, way less story, strategic. How long are they? Guys, I don't know what's going on with my webcam. I don't know why it's so messed up right now. It's weird. I feel like it's done this before. So yeah, I don't really know. Curious artifacts here. I would be curious about them for sure, Red Mages, but probably not high in the priority. Like, you know, I got so many things that I want to play. You know? Maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days. Red Mages has played a lot of Megami Tensei games. Red Mages, what SMT games have you not played yet? What have you not played yet? You probably played more than me. The dancing games? Is that all? I haven't played those either. Did you play the Muso Strikers? Did you play that? I thought about playing that, but yeah, another one I didn't get around to. I bet it would be good. But I don't know. There's just too much shit. Well, you know what, guys? I'll tell you what. I'm not going to be able to play a lot of video games while I'm in Thailand. Oh, you have Play Strikers? It's fine? I see. There's a lot of games I want to play, and I'm not going to be able to play any of them while I'm in Thailand. But sometimes in life, you got to do other things besides playing games, right? But, you know, I will try to get to all these games and more eventually. You know, just kind of gradually working through you know, I mean, we're talking about like mostly RPGs here, but obviously there's like a ton of non-RPG games that I want to play as well. And those tend to take priority because they're easier to stream, like action games. You know, like I did just play Soul Blazer last month, and that was really fun. That's more of like an action RPG, you know, so it's more on the shorter side. Super Nintendo action RPG, which makes it easier to stream. And stuff like Crash Bandicoot is super fun to play. And I see Gizmo. It's too much time investment. And that's why you only play games for which you like only have to invest like maybe like 8 or 10 hours, and then you move on to the next game. And that way you can play lots of games, right, Gizmo? That's what you do, right? Nah. Well, that's what I do. A lot of it. Because I do want to play a lot of games. And the best way to play a lot of games is to play shorter games. That way you can fit more in. And there's a ton of games that I want to play that are shorter. So it works out. Oh, that's why you play the same game forever. It's like, you know, RPGs are too much time investment when I'm already investing all my time into one game. Obviously, there's no time to investment immersion. Gizmo, have you ever thought about like playing an investment simulator? Like maybe where you like make investments into banks? The ultimate investment simulator. You want to play a long game and stop playing it? Yeah, it's the stopping playing that you don't like. It's not the part that it's long. You have no problem with the game being long. It's the part where it ends. Because then you can't just keep playing the same game forever. I see. Well, makes sense. Hey. You know what? I've had my share of games that I've played way too much, way too long. I probably put like a couple thousand of hours into like Souls games in general, into just simply Final Fantasy XI and Minecraft. I have my share of games that are like that. But these days, I would rather diversify. As much as, like, you know, if I go back and I like start playing Minecraft again and I'm really like getting sucked into it, it's like, oh yeah, I can see myself playing this for just like another 1,000 hours and still enjoying it until I get burned out again. Yeah, certain games are like that. But then I think, you know, I'm probably more enriched by not doing that. I'm more enriched by variety. I do like building brown bricks in Minecraft. Yeah, I do. Now, wait a second, Red Mages. That's not fair. They're more gray than brown, to be fair. Much more gray than brown. There's a lot of gray bricks. There are some brown bricks, but I tend to use the gray ones more. So, alright, Red Mages? So just remember that for next time. Minecraft is so addictive, though. It's so addictive. Even with the way the game has changed and like it's sort of inferior in some ways, like the base game is still like the same addictive game. Oh, is that a reference? Yeah, I didn't even know that was a reference. I didn't even know. Thank you for letting me know. Do you know what? I think my throat is actually starting to bother me. I probably shouldn't. I would kind of like to finish this page, but maybe I shouldn't stream that much longer because, like, I don't know. Have I been talking a lot? Guys, what else should we talk about for the rest of the stream? You got anything? What else should we talk about? I need some like very, very calm music for the rest of the stream. What else should we talk about? Because I'm starting to get like I actually feel tired. You know, I'm gonna be going to Thailand. I'm gonna be like very, very soon. I'm gonna be going to an airport, getting on a plane, and I'm gonna be on a plane for 30 hours. And then I'm gonna be exploring a country for like a month. I will not be playing any video games. For the most part. I don't know. Maybe I will. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll try to stream. Maybe not. I probably will try to stream a little bit. Yeah, I think the total trip is 30 hours. Like the actual flight from here to Japan is, I want to say it's 14. And I think I have like a 6-hour, it's like 4 to 6 hour layover in Japan. And then there's like another, I don't know, like 4 to 6 hours to Thailand. I might have a layover before Japan. I can't remember if I'm going to, I'd have to check the ticket, but it's something like 25 to 30 hours total travel time, like including layover. But like, that's nothing new. That's how it always is when you're like flying to Asia. I've done it, at this point I've actually done it a bunch of times. And I don't even, you know what the funny thing is, I don't even mind it that much. I honestly don't even mind it that much. I mean, it can be draining, but it's not such a bad thing to be like, to be stuck in a plane and then like airport for that long. Like it's like, the part that sucks is not being able to sleep. But it's surprising how much that doesn't really bother me. And I really enjoy having all that time to myself. Just like, basically kind of do whatever I want. Like, obviously I can't do some of the things I want, like play certain video games or stream or whatever. But I can watch whatever movie I want. I can do all this stuff that, you know, I can just have all that time to myself to do whatever I want, you know? And I do, yeah, like, I like that aspect of it. You're gonna stick with that? That's fair enough, Red Mages. But maybe someday, you're gonna take the plunge, you're gonna go to Asia. So you wanna talk about Star Trek? Red Mages, what do you want to talk about in regards to Star Trek? Let me know. Yeah, I honestly kind of enjoy it. Make it so number 1. I will make it so. Red Mages, you're my number 1. Patrick Stewart was in Life Force. Yeah, Red Mages, did you watch that Red Letter Media video recently? Like, I haven't actually, I kind of haven't really, I've kind of fallen out of watching Red Letter Media. I don't really watch them that often anymore, to be honest. But I did watch that one where they watched the canon films and they watched Life Force. I did watch that. That was pretty good. It was good just to be reminded of those movies. And Patrick Stewart, he was in Life Force. Yeah, it was pretty funny for sure, Red Mages. That was a good joke. I'm just gonna like pick out some songs that are like more mellow. I guess this works. Best of the Worst? Yeah. I still watch a Best of the Worst once in a while. I'm kind of not that interested in watching them talk about like the latest movie anymore because I'm so far tuned out of modern movies that I don't really want to hear people talk about them at length anymore. So like for that reason, it's like it's hard to get that excited. But like the Best of the Worst are fun, but I found it, I will admit, I found it pretty refreshing to watch them just like watch movies that were at least entertaining for a change. Like stuff that's still like B-movie, like weird trash, but like very entertaining. Like the canon films like what, American Ninja and Life Force and Delta Force, the Chuck Norris thing. Yeah. That was good. That was refreshing. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like sometimes the stuff they watch is like it's so random that it's like it's not really that. I mean, it's interesting to a point, but then it's like it kind of gets old. Like I don't know, it was just refreshing to like, you know, get involved in some stuff that's actually entertaining. It's like too much, yeah. I guess you're right. Too far off the deep end, I guess. Yeah. But I still watch them once in a while, just not as much as I used to watch like all their videos religiously. I don't really do that anymore. But you know, like I said, like my YouTube, I'm not the biggest YouTube watcher, but I do watch a few things. Like my tastes have changed. In the last couple of years, I've really been into just like watching people eat exotic food, mainly just Best Ever Food Review Show. I really like that show. And yeah, I don't know, that's mostly it. And otherwise, I'm not really too big of a YouTube watcher. And I'm not too big of a stream watcher either. It's just like a couple streamers. Like it's mainly just like as I've said before, it's just TMR and Macaw. And more so Macaw. I still watch Macaw pretty religiously. Like, you know, I'm always very interested to see, like, watching people play weird, obscure games is something that I'm still very much interested in, especially if they have like a point of view that's interesting. A lot of people, like most people, the way they would approach playing like weird, obscure games makes me sort of not interested. You know, I don't like people sort of like just playing like some weird obscure game and being like, what's this? It's weird. What the heck is this crap? I have no interest in that. But like watching someone with a point of view where they have like actual opinions and they like say interesting stuff about the games and like have basis for comparison with other weird games is, yeah, still very interesting to me. So like I watch a lot of Macaw. I still tune into TMR here and there. Certainly not as much as I used to, but apparently I'll give you some TMR news, because I know that like a lot of you guys like are sort of like me and you don't. Well, some of you guys have maybe don't really tune into TMR that much anymore, but oh, Bard. Yeah, I like Bardic Broadcast as a streamer, but and I do tune into him once in a while, but I haven't really gelled with a lot of the stuff he's been streaming lately, I guess. I don't know. It's been a while since he's been streaming something where I got excited, I will say. I do like his personality. There you go, Red Mages. That is timely for you, because I'm probably going to end my stream soon. I should probably raid him. You watch a lot of game essays. Good games. Yeah, I usually don't watch that kind of... That's exactly the kind of thing I usually don't watch. I did post that one video in Discord, Gizmo. No one wants to watch Black Devil Doll from Hell, or people... Yeah, I probably don't. Sorry, I was just... I missed a couple of chat there. But, ice cream sandwich. That sounds good, Colic. I love mint ice cream sandwiches. I might have one of those once, like, in a blue moon. Yeah. And then, like, aside from me... So, for Gizmo, I'm probably, like, the guy that you get the, like, whatever obscure
game viewing that you would do, right? Like, you know, I'm no macaw, but sometimes I stream relatively obscure stuff, or I stream pretty random stuff, you know, pretty big variety. And then aside from that, it's like you watch some like Silent Hill, Final Fantasy stuff, Metal Gear Solid, which is stuff that like I would also enjoy. Like, I'm big fans of all that stuff. But I generally am not really looking for streamers streaming that kind of stuff. I'm more looking for streamers that stream interesting stuff that I haven't seen before. The majority plays RPGs, or RPG elements at the very least. Yeah, that's interesting to me because, like, RPG is such a extremely broad category, almost to the point of meaninglessness. Just like, I wonder what that boils down to, or like what that actually means. I can't help but wonder that. What's the uniting force? Because I do like RPGs of all kinds of different elements, but it's like, saying RPG doesn't really mean it. Like, there's so many subcategories. And I like different ones differently, but... Hey, thanks, Red Mages. Are you leaving now? Do you have to go now? I appreciate it. You check Macaw? Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, my interest... I don't, like, necessarily watch all of his streams. Like, it does depend on what he's playing, but usually, even if it's something that I wouldn't necessarily be into myself, like, his point of view, like, just, like, sort of getting some of his point of view is, like, is interesting enough that I want to get a little bit of it. What was I saying before? I was talking about what I stream, or what streams I watch. Yeah. I was in the middle of talking about TMR, so let me finish that thought. Well, I mean, it's no big deal, but as you know, TMR has just been doing nothing but Cuphead for like a long time. He started to get back into doing bounties a little bit recently. He's playing like a couple of Amiga games, and it seems like he's now like. He's sort of announced that he's like not going to do any Cuphead for a while, and now he's going to just focus on like doing YouTube stuff. Or I mean, like, he's going to finally finish. He's got a lot of YouTube stuff piling up, and is just going to be streaming, I guess, like making YouTube videos or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But the bounties have been like kind of refreshing. You know, it's just always, that's good stuff. It's the kind of stuff that I like to watch. Salt and Sacrifice. Yeah, Salt and Sacrifice. Wait, is that like a sequel to Salt and Sanctuary? I wasn't a big fan of Salt and Sanctuary. I did play it. I wouldn't consider that to be an RPG at all. I consider that to be like a 2D. It's basically like a Metroid like hybrid with like also like an attempt to essentially two-dimensionalize, like to apply Dark Souls style gameplay to a 2D plane. Now, people will label that as like Souls-like in a very generic and kind of bland way, but like I feel like that's kind of meaningless. Like, to me, Souls-like inherent to that is 3D. Like, it has to be 3D. A game can't be Souls-like and like be 2D. It just doesn't work. Like, it's one of the basic features of being a Souls-like is being 3D, like 3D space. So, but it is like a specific like genre, like, because Dark Souls' influence is so widespread that. But it's kind of like another thing, like RPG elements. It's like it's just another. It's not really a genre. It's just simply mostly a set of features that can be grafted onto any other game. You can add Dark Souls elements to any other game, 2D, 3D, or whatever, 4D. It's not really, you know. So it's not a type of game per se, but like Salt and Sanctuary is probably like one of the, like, it's really, 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 like, of all the games I've seen, it's like really nakedly just simply trying to be Dark Souls in 2D. But unfortunately, it's not very good. I mean, I guess you could kind of say that about Hollow Knight as well, but I think Hollow Knight's not really that. That's selling it too short. It's ultimately kind of different. Or it's doing more than that anyway. sequel to Salt and Sanctuary. Yeah, probably wouldn't play that. A lot of RPG elements to it, more like an action RPG. I mean, action RPG is fair enough. RPG element, I mean, yeah, for sure. There probably is a lot of RPG elements. Of course, like, that means so many things. That doesn't, but certainly it means something. I mean, you know, I don't know, like, I think, I mean, as far as, like, Salt and Sanctuary, I think you could call it it's fair to call it an action RPG, but I don't think it's necessarily the best description of it. I think there's more accurate descriptions you can use. Like, that's too generalized. You sound like fatigue? Clip, I read about Demo Spawn today. Yeah, that's right, yeah. It is exciting. And I hope that we, like, get to hear more about that after that happens and, like, what's going on with her. I hope so. And but, you know, you can see why she's been very busy. It's good to know that, like, she's still alive and out there and, like, something's happening, you know. Red Mages. It's funny you should, like, put this in here because... Wait, are you talking... Wait, what did you just... The Roston Susaga. Didn't this song play earlier in the stream? I could swear this exact song played off of my playlist. And I was, like, thinking earlier, like, it was making me think, like, I gotta play Roston 2. I still never played Roston 2. But you know what? You're right. This does kind of sound like I'm gonna go adventuring in an Asian country kind of song. It kind of sounds like that. The soundtrack to Roston 2 is such a weird game. It's such a weird, kind of messed up game, but, like, the soundtrack is so damn good. Equipment and increases. Yeah, I mean, like, but I mean, like, equipment is... I think equipment doesn't count as RPG element. Like, equipment is just, like... That's the thing that, like, basically any and all games can just have. That's too like, non-specific equipment. Like, stat increases. You know, stat increases more so. Requirement stat increases. That's really, though, more specifically Dark Souls than it is, like, RPG per se. I mean, and, you know, it's RPG aspects of Dark Souls, but it's much more specific to just simply say that it's like Dark Souls in those ways. You know, and, you know, you can certainly say that Dark Souls is an action RPG, but that's selling it short. Because, like, every damn game's an action RPG, you know? Like, it almost means nothing to say something's an action RPG. Like, every damn game's an action RPG. But, you know, I think, like, action RPG sort of makes me think of a certain thing. Dark Souls is, like... Dark Souls just deserves to be given more specific credit, like something that's Dark Souls-like. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of Salt and Sanctuary. But I would say, at the very least, it should be described in more specific terms, because it's doing something much, much more specific than just simply being, like, a very generalized action RPG, which is just like every video game. Like, it's trying to be so much more specific than that. It's just, you know, it has really bad art. It kind of has really bad art and... Well, I mean, Salt and Sanctuary. And... Unfortunately, I think the Metroid element of it ultimately really, really is what kind of makes it not work. Because it just... It's taking these... It wants to be Dark Souls so badly, but then it's like, it doesn't know... It's almost like the developers are like, giving it this, like, classic Metroid-like structure. It's like, oh, well, we've got to have upgrades and double jump, and you've got to, like, get these upgrades that, like, improve your traversal. And it's totally does not fit with the Dark... It's the one aspect of the game. Everything else about the game is, like, so desperate to be Dark Souls. But, like, the platforming aspects of the game completely clashes. But also, like, the game is just, like, it's just, artistically, it's just unappealing. Like, it's just, I don't know. It was interesting to me because of how, like, I like the idea of a game just simply trying to be 2D Dark Souls. It's a concept that is all over the place. Like, 2D games are labeled as Souls-likes all the time, but that way of using the term Souls-like means nothing. unfortunately. Like, a lot of that, unfortunately, doesn't mean anything. I probably just... It's just like, it's the latest... People just want... It's like the latest word. People like the word Souls-like, so it's like, oh, when can we apply the word Souls-like? So it's like, if your game is, like, got anything, even... Oh, if you can... It's like, yeah, this is funny. This is like, you know... This is an observation that I've heard many people make, but it's like, the moment you put rolling into your game, if you can roll, it's a Souls-like, right? I'm not the first person to make that observation. It's the true phenomena, and it's like, it's really weird and funny. It doesn't make any sense. But it's just because people, like, gaming terminology is not actually about communicating what the game is about. It's more about, like, being part of a club. That's kind of my theory about it now. It's like, a lot of gaming terminology is very weird until you start to think about it in these terms. It's not about communicating anything about the game whatsoever. It's more just like some of these terms, like RPG, Souls-like, roguelike. It's just simply being part of a club. It's like, you know, you want your game to be a Souls-like, a deck builder, you know, an RPG, a roguelite, you know, a Souls, you know, an RPG, because then it's like you're part of that club. It's like, oh yeah, I'm playing, and like when you talk about it, it's like, oh, what games are you playing? I'm playing an RPG deck builder roguelike. Oh, cool. I'm part of the club that also plays those. It's like, oh, cool, we're part of the same club. You know, it's not, you don't actually, it's not really about what the game is about. It's more just like, you know, we're part of that club. We're part of the club of games, that plays the game that are popular. Like, all right, yeah, it is. It's very weird. Like, and people like take it very personally, like weirdly personally. If you start to talk, like, well, that's not really. Is that an RPG? That's not what you know, that doesn't make much sense. What are you talking about? It's absolutely an RPG. You're an asshole. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. Well, you know, I mean, it's like, that's their club. It's the club that they belong to, you know, and it's like, you can't insult that. You just have to let them define their club however they want, you know. You can't get, they're not, you know, I mean, people aren't interested, I mean, a lot of people are not interested in language. It's not the language aspect doesn't matter. It just simply, like, people like these words and want to use them. Even Walking Simulator, people like those words. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys? You know, I'm much more of like a pedantic word person. Is that a butthole? What? Where? This is just an X that I marked to denote that this area should be filled in black. Oh, here? Yes. Gizmo's correct. She's getting her nose bleed. Or Colic, I'm sorry, Colic is correct. You guys both know. It was a reasonable question. Of course, Skittles. Whatever you say. Whatever Skittles says. Guys, this is music from Wonder Swan. Skittles, remember when I played Wonder Swan for 24 hours in a row? Upper right X? But that's on her head. That's her head. When I triple? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's... Right, okay. That's what I thought. That's why I tripled it. It's not Skittles. It's an X on her lower area. Because it's going to be filled in black. Not a butthole. Well, alright. You know what, Skittles? Maybe it is. You're right. It could be 3, but yeah, you know what? You could be right. Maybe it is subconsciously. I wanted to put that there. I don't know. Tomb Raider music. I'm starting to feel pretty tired, guys. And my throat is kind of hurting a little bit. I mean, it's not hurting, but it's like, it feels a little sore-ish. I don't know, guys. This has been a pretty... I mean, I'm glad that... I wanted to stream. I wanted to do the YouTube stream. What did you guys think of the YouTube stream? I don't know if it was kind of disorganized, really, because it was... But I mean, I didn't really... No, it wasn't as... There wasn't as, like, a... I didn't have, a specific thrust for that. It felt like we should do a stream in honor of the YouTube, and, you know... No, I didn't stream on YouTube. It was a stream on Twitch about my YouTube channel on YouTube. Where I just kind of talked about... It's whatever, about YouTube, about the history with the channel, and about, like, why I have a YouTube channel, and, like, stuff about it, like the playlists, and, you know, whatever. Just, like, whatever, you know. Stream stuff. It was something that I felt like I should do. Dun, dun. Do you guys want to talk about gaming terminology anymore? There's some things to say. What do you guys think about the YouTube channel? Are you nonplussed? Are you glad that I'm caught up? Well, I'm glad I have it. I'll tell you that. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad it's caught up. I'm glad it was something I felt like I needed to do. Are you catching up on my bingo card? For real, for real. Let's go. Skittles, what if that sentence was non-ironic? What if that was just how you talked? I could still accept you. As a human, I would accept you. I might judge you, but I would still accept you. Now, come on, Skittles. That's a vibe. Skittles, that was a real mood. That was a real mood. That was a real vibe. Vibe. Mood. Yes, they do, Gizmo. Yes, they do. When you boob her nose? Is that what it is? Yes, they do. Skittles, I think that what you were, like, it's like, you're like literally like awesome. It's his vibes. Yeah. I kind of like the old way that the word vibe was used. Like, the new way is kind of, yeah, it's annoying to me as well. Like the 80s Cyndi Lauper movie Vibes. You guys ever seen Vibes, the Cyndi Lauper movie? I think, is it Jeff Goldblum as well? I think it's Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper from the 80s Vibes. That's a good movie. Giving me bad vibes, man. Like that. That I like. I don't know. Maybe I can make peace with that. Like, maybe I can get down with that. With vibe. Your vibes. You've got good vibes. I could be okay with good vibes. I should probably try to like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being too anti anything that's like, you know, more modernish. I don't know, but you know, like, I do really like all of Macaw's weird terminology though. If that was more normalized. I do remember that, Skittles. I still remember that, yeah. Well, that's not, it really wasn't. Skittles, I was bound, like, there was no avoiding it. It wasn't your fault. I was bound to happen. Because, like, I feel like even at that point, it wasn't as widespread. Like, it's really a plague, a disease. Let's go. Man, that's... I don't know. I mean, like, let's go as an exclamation of, like, joy, how it's normally used. Like, or how it's, like recently used. Let's go. I kind of get that. It sort of makes sense. Let's go. But at the same time, it's just, I think it's just, I think some terms like this, like, I think this applies to vibe and let's go. They're not, like, I'm not inherently, like, anti it, like, because of something wrong with the term per se. In fact, I think, like, vibe and let's go I could kind of get down with. Except, it's really just that it's way, way overused. Well, yeah, part of it is just, like, the sort of monkey see, monkey do. It's like, oh, what's the new thing? I gotta say the new thing. Well, for sure. It's like, you know, the followerism of it. Part of it's that, but, you know, I mean, I can't claim that I haven't been a follower throughout, you know, I mean, we all are a victim, you know, we all have to admit that it's at some point or another, like, you know, many aspects of our language are ultimately because of, like, adopted from, you know, watching other people anyway, so, but, I mean, after something happens. Oh, it makes no sense after. True. Like, okay, like, it makes sense. It's an exclamation of happiness. It's like, okay, let's go. I can see it. Shark is licking me. That's okay. Shark, thanks for licking me. I appreciate that. So anyway, there we go. Yeah. So let me try to finish my thought. What makes it especially annoying to me is just, like, how overused it is. Just because, like, it's such weirdly specific language, and it doesn't, like, it's the kind of, like, saying let's go, where if it's used appropriately, I can see how it would feel good, it would make sense to me, but it's so, the problem with, I think a lot of it sort of comes, the larger sort of thing around it is just internet language. It's the way internet language is. It's like this really extreme, it feels new. I don't know, like, maybe it always was kind of this way to a certain extent, like MTV, like Beavis, you know, everyone talking like Beavis and Butthead, you know, like everybody saying certain words and certain jokes and certain phrases and the way that it kind of permeates language, right? But I feel like it's different now. Like, I feel like there was a more organic kind of, the way that spread and the way that people adopted words felt more, there was more personality to it in the way that things used to spread, and the way that the internet sort of changed that, the way that it's too, it's like, it's not organic anymore, in the sense that, like, things just don't make sense. Like, in the old days, if you want to go back to, like, the 80s or 70s, or even if you want to go back further, you can go back to, like, vaudeville, you can go back to whatever. Like, terms and phrases and ideas would spread on the basis of how it sounded. If it sounded cool, people liked using it, and that's still largely true, except the internet makes it different, because, like, there's a certain, like,
it's almost, I don't know what it is. There's just something corrupting about the internet. There's something like brain numbing, like people like call it like brain rot or whatever. But okay, so like take Let's Go for example. I think like used with moderation, Let's Go is like totally fine. It's not totally logical. Like, okay, where are we going? Like, well, all right, no, I get it. It's just like an expression of like pleasure. Like, yeah, dude, let's go. It's like, okay, something good happened, and you're just like, you want to say something. What's the thing to say? What did people used to say before Let's Go? Like something good happens. Like, dude, hell yeah, all right, dude, shit, yeah, all right, awesome. You know, excellent. I mean, the Bill and Ted, excellent. You know, or I guess that's Wayne World, or that's both Bill and Ted and Wayne's World. You know, fuck yeah, like shit, hell, dude, you know, if you think about it, tally ho. I mean, they never said that, but they could have. It would be good. People didn't all say the same phrase. You know what I'm saying? Like even like at its worst. I mean, like I don't know. There, you know, you could think of some examples of like maybe like things being a little bit too like cool. The word cool has always been overused, but I do like that word. But cool, dude, you know, certain words are overused at certain points, but it just seems a bit more ridiculous with Let's Go. It's really overused. It's like, okay, like that's the only phrase. It's like that's the only phrase. For that specific usage of like, you know, things are going well, something good happened, it's like, let's go! It's just like, you say that because that's the thing you're supposed to say. It's almost like it's cultish. It feels like a cult. I don't know. That's probably being a bit, I know that's being hyperbolic, but it does have a bit of that flavor, that cultish flavor. It's like, that's the thing you're supposed to say. You know, if there was more variety, if there were like different phrases people would say too, it just doesn't make sense. It's weird. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what you have to say when you get excited. Let's go. Well, look, I know it. Obviously, words don't have to always be logical all the time, but couldn't you say something else? Like awesome? Or, like, aren't there some words you could say to express that you're feeling good in this moment? Like, that's awesome. That's good. Like, all right. Like, now we're talking. I don't know. There's so many phrases that don't get used. It's kind of like, this has become my complaint with the word literally as well. The real problem with the word literally is not so much that it's used wrong. I mean, it is used wrong, and it dilutes the real use of the word, which, in some small sense, is kind of harmful to language. But that's not even the real problem, because, you know, you can still use the word literally in its, you know, as in what I'm saying actually happened, and I'm not being hyperbolic and not exaggerating at all. It's actually what happened. You can still use it that way, and it's a diluted usage, but you can still do it. So it's not, but it's really just the fact that how it's overused as a statement of emphasis. It's like so overused as to be extremely annoying. You know what I mean? Regionally. I mean, I think you have a good point there, because like more regional speak, that is true. Like the internet kind of globalizes everything, and then everybody starts to talk the same. And that like dilution of culture, that kind of sucks. And I think you have a point there. That is part of it, for sure. And that kind of all lends it to like, but like, if it were logical, it's not just that it, I mean, it is that. It is the fact that everything is like more boiled down and like spread, and like everyone kind of talks the same across. But it's also like the illogic of it. It's like, okay, now everyone talks the same and uses the same phrases, but why is it so dumb as well? Why does it have to be so dumb? Let's go. I mean, if we have to just have one phrase for expressing
our enjoyment. Couldn't we have picked a better one? No, we picked that one. We didn't pick it. It's like that's what infected us. It's an infection. It feels like an infection. Like modern slang, modern lingo, it feels like a brain infection. Doesn't it? I don't know. Again, I'm aware I'm being hyperbolic, but it really does feel that way. To me. I mean, to many people, I think that's how it feels. It's weird, you know? I mean, it's just weird. And also, like, a thing that sucks is that we're also kind of being trained. It feels like people want to train us to, it's like, there's this conditioning now where it's like you're made to feel like you're not allowed to criticize it either. It's like, well, like, have you guys heard about this kind of thing? Well, that's how language evolves. You know, it's natural for language to evolve. It's a natural process, and that's just how language evolves. And, you know, and that's just like, that's the new ways that people talk, and you have to just go with it, right? Except the problem with that the flaw with that logic is that complaining about it and bitching about it and pointing out the illogic of it, or like what's bad about it, is also part of the evolutionary process. And it always has been. You know, it's also not like that's part of it, you know? If something seems stupid to you, like, you should say that. You know? Like, if something seems illogical, if it seems stupid, if it's like weird, it's also natural to just say that, you know, and like that's part of the dialogue that informs, you know, it's a back and forth, and that's kind of always the way it was as well. And then maybe that's why older jargon felt a little bit better, because it was kind of more agreed upon in a way, whereas like now there's almost like this internet bludgeoning effect where it's like, these are the terms, nobody really decided on them, but they've infected all of us, and you can't fight. If you like try to argue against it, there's something wrong with you. Yeah, you know what? Weird Dreams is stupid and illogical, and you're right about that, Skittles. And you're right to say that. You're right to feel that. You're right to say that. It's not going to stop me from like playing it again someday, but you're absolutely right to say that, Skittles. Yeah, I mean, Let's Go is not completely illogical. It's just kind of like, you know, like, I mean, it would be hard to pick a phrase for expressing like excitement that isn't. So the problem with it is just doesn't really make sense as a one-size-fits-all phrase. That's kind of the real problem with it. Like, it becomes absurd. Like, let's go is an absurdity phrase. If it were used more selectively and combined with other phrases, then it would feel better, it would make more sense. You know, it doesn't have to be completely logical, but like, let's go. Hey, come on, guys, let's go. Like, you know, we're going on an adventure, whatever. We're going on a, you know, it's exciting. Let's, you know, we're all together. We're comrades. There's, you know, it kind of evokes these kind of things that make sense in various contexts where you might be like excited. And especially like if you're on a stream, it's like we're all together, we're comrades, let's go. I get it. Like it makes sense, but not to the extent that people use it all the time for every damn thing. Including like minor things. Like, you know, like, you know, you're just like, you're in a conversation, and every time like you notice something good, it's like, oh dude, like, oh man, I just found dude, I found a quarter on the ground. Let's go. All right, no. Dude, how are you doing today? Well, man, like my day got off to a good start. I had a nice cup of coffee. Let's go. It's like that. It's like the absurdity of it has become too much. A rally cry, it's a decent rally cry. It's not that bad of a term. It's just like, you know, what is it about the internet that dilutes all terms into like everyone has to use? It's also like, you can see like in terms of like Twitch phrases, like people saying F. Like, that's so insane to me. That's one of the most insane ones. People like that really seems cultish. You know, like it was a thing that everyone, like, it sort of struck everybody's fancy as this ridiculous thing in a video game, like press F to pay respects. People found it to be absurd, rightly so. It was made fun of, rightly so. People kind of parodied it for a while, like, you know, people were saying F, but then it persisted, and it turned into this, like, cultish thing, where it's just simply, the parody aspect of it has been lost, and now it's completely 100% dead serious. It's like an expectation. It's like, you just say it because it's the thing to say. Which is especially weird considering the origin of the term. As like a thing, it was like a thing we were all making fun of because it was obviously stupid. And now it's like a thing that it's expected. It's like, it's almost like a societal norm that you have to follow. Like you live in Japan and it's like, well, you know, when you come home from work, you know, make sure you always say ohitashi, what is it? Okaeri desu kane. Or no, what is it? What is the phrase again? Like, no, I forgot the freaking words. Do you know where the F mean? It comes from, what specific game? I don't remember what the game is. Some military game. Like, is it a Call of Duty or I don't remember the exact game. Okaeri nasai. I'm blanking on. That's what you say in response. You say okaeri nasai to welcome someone who came home. The person who came home says tadaimasu, okaeri nasai. You know, a lot of words in Japanese language are like this sort of like societal thing where it's like societal norms. It's like, or like, you know, saying like, even just saying something is delicious. It's like, well, you have like saying like umai oishi it is about expressing something's delicious, but it's also about like being part of like the public space of like you know, you want to make sure that you let the person know that you're enjoying the food, even if you're not necessarily enjoying it, because, you know, it would be rude to, you don't want people to feel like, you know, so it has nothing to do with actually enjoying the food. You just simply say, you know, oishi, so that the person who made the food, if they're listening to you, doesn't feel bad, right? And it's like, you know, and you add like, and there's all these, you know, it's politeness, but it's like, it's almost like that, you know, it's almost like it's a repeat of LOL. Yeah. Even LOL, yeah, LOL was very widespread, but it wasn't as cultish, I feel like, because there was like lots of, it was alongside other things, like you could just simply say he, ha ha, LOL, LMAO, there was like various phrases. It wasn't as cultish, you know? You know where the F comes, yeah. It is kind of what memes are. I mean, memes are essentially infections in a way. You could think of it as like verbal infections. Oh, snap. Yeah. I mean, even something like "Oh snap" had a more natural lifespan. It never really, it was just something some people said because it sounded kind of cool, but it wasn't as overused. I mean, you could definitely make a lot of parallels to other like phrases, but I think like a lot of them, it's not quite the same. There's a certain like the feeling about the way that like modern slang is used that just feels different. It feels more cultish. It feels weird, you know. Oh, snap. Yeah, and like even oh, snap is like one of many possible reactions. Like, you know, oh, snap, sick burn. Like, oh, you even could be like, oh, shit. Like, you know. Yeah, Rafflecopter. Bet, no cap. That's a modern one. Well, you know. See, and like the thing to like bet, like no cap, that's like very specific. Like, that's not overused. It's just probably because it's so ridiculous, or I don't know, but I mean, like, that's a funny one that like that sort of gets raised a lot. No cap, just because it's so, it seems nonsensical, but it doesn't actually bother me because I don't ever hear it. Thus is annoying. I don't like sus just because I don't like the way it sounds. I don't think sus is that overused. I just don't like the way it sounds. That's sort of. There's another thing that bothers me, which is the cutification of language. Like, there's too much cutifying. I kind of don't like that either. But that's like a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. That doesn't really apply to the let's go thing. Like, that's not a cute. But like, there's a lot of like the cutified language that's sort of popular now does kind of rub me the wrong way as well. Like, I kind of need the opposite of that. I really feel the need for like uncute, manly, kind of brash. I want kind of more manly, brash, like edgy, more so than like cutesy, inoffensive, wibbly wobbly sounding. Sus. I just don't like the way it sounds, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's because of Among Us. That's a bit overused, but it's not. That doesn't bother me as much as like now, like Let's Go or Literally or like some of the other things. W take. I get that. I actually do get that. I don't like the term take either. I don't like takes. Because I guess it's sort of the same thing with take. It's like, okay, why is it all takes now? Or another one that like really fucking I hate is Nothing Burger. I mean, these are just phrases. Throwing someone under the bus. Once like a phrase starts to get overused a little bit too much, it starts to rub me the wrong way. But it sort of depends. But like there'll be phrases that are that don't deserve to be that overused, especially. So like throwing someone under the bus is like a term that's like was very, very heavily overused. I think it still is, but at least it feels a little bit more natural. And whereas like Nothing Burger, it's like, why is that? That's so random and stupid. Nothing Burger. Why is that? What the hell is that? Why is that like the go-to phrase for like something that's like blown out of proportion? Just, you know what? Just say it's blown out of proportion once in a while. Finna? I don't even know that. Bussin'. Bussin' does not really bother me. But I also never hear it. Thank you, Gizmo. Riz, Slay annoys me only insofar as I associate it with basically young narcissistic girls. That seems to be 100% of the usage. But Riz, I don't even know. I don't ever hear anybody use Riz seriously. So I don't have any opinion on Riz. Is that what it is, Shark? I don't really care for the definition of it. It's just like, that's just such a strange term to be like so popularly used, you know? Dude, this is pretty good music for this. I probably should stop my stream. I have finished my pages. No, it's just, I think that, I hate that. I kind of always hated that term though. Like that always like, Nothing Burger with them. It's not even a good phrase. Like, why is that even a phrase? It's a stupid phrase in the first one, Nothing Burger. It actually might be one of the ones I hate the most. Oh, man, let me fix the... Okay, hold on a second. I've got to fix the... Man, I don't know why the my webcam is, like, so uncooperative today. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Let me turn the auto exposure on. Okay, there it is. There, now it's like, it's back in normal FPS. I guess the contrast is turned up way too high. Hold on a second. My drip? What is a drip? Charisma? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's definitely weird. But, like, it doesn't really bother me because it's not... I just don't hear it used around me that much. Even when I go to conventions or when I'm around young people, I don't hear that word. So, it doesn't bother me. Alright, more like that, I guess. That's good, that's better. Alright, guys, well, I finished my pages. So, are you guys... Yeah, lit. You miss lit. I still hear lit once in a while. I still hear it. I guess... At one of the last conventions I went to, maybe it was Houston, somebody did say lit to me. And it was a younger person as well. They were like, dude, that's so lit, man. I heard it used. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. And that, like, honestly, that doesn't really bother me. Like, it's like, I kind of get that term as an alternative to, like, cool, hot, lit. It kind of makes sense. Dude, you guys want to hear a really weird one that I've only started to hear in the last couple of weeks? Is, like, period. People saying the word period as, like, to mean basically, like, cool. That's cool. As, like, a sentence. Like, and I heard that I'd never heard it before. I heard it multiple times at the last couple of conventions. People going, like, period. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, I get lit. That makes sense at least. But what the fuck does period mean? Why is that... Station! Alright. Station is the one that I always wished would catch on. I should start saying it. I love Station. I know that... I don't know where it originates from, except I first heard it in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And I love it. I love the sound of that word. Is like, that's cool. As like a word to mean like that's something appealing. I like Station. There's just something about Station. Dude, that word. Period is weird. That really, I really don't like that. Fire. I don't hear lit that much. I do hear fire. Like fire and slay. I really don't like slay that much. But it's probably mainly because I've only ever hear it. I 100% of the time only hear it coming from what is clearly like very young narcissistic girls. But slay. It's like very Paris Hilton sounding. Or like, what were those women that were popular on TV? I forget their name now. The women family? No, like the reality show, I forget. Not the Golden Girls. The Kardashians. It makes me think of Kardashian slay. But like fire, I'm not going to start saying it myself, but like fire I get. That makes sense. It's like it fits into the same category as cool. But like period, like that's just what the fuck. But Station, that's awesome. So I have my opinions. Guys, thanks so much. Listen, thanks so much for watching this stream, okay? Guys, this stream has been Station, guys. I want you to just exactly, Sharp. Just start saying it. Like, forget all these other words. Let's make up our own words from now on, okay? Who's with me? I think Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey lingo should be the lingo going forward. Station. She's so T. I haven't heard that. Gucci. Oh, Gucci. Gucci actually kind of sounds cute. I mean, like, I don't mind Gucci, but I have never heard it except for you, Gizmo. She's so T. Don't like that. But Station. Wait, let me try it on my wife. Hold on a second. Honey. Honey, I want to say something to you. All right, listen. I want to say something to you. Now, listen. Station. Do you get that, honey? If I just say, like, Station. Okay, never mind. All right, guys, I got to get going. Thanks so much for watching this stream. And listen, I just want to say this to you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be in Thailand soon. I'm going to be gone for a while. But I hope you all have a great month. Take care, and remember, I think you guys are Station. I need to practice using it. I'm not using it. Station! Alright, guys. I'll see you later. I love you. Let's go! Okay, bye. Wait, I guess I'm gonna raid someone, actually. Hold on a sec. I haven't been raiding anybody recently. Let me raid someone. Macaw playing a King of the Hill game.
don't know about that. Oh, dude, Bardic Broadcast is not streaming anymore. Alright. Zophar. I'm gonna raid Zophar. Alright, guys. Playing Final Fantasy IX. That's a good game. Take care, guys. I love you. Station.